So we are going to be once again searching the hydrogen line for potential potential alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars. Yeah, searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there signal. Jason, welcome aboard. How are you doing tonight? Let's get this stream rolling, shall we? Let's press all the buttons. So yeah, we're going to be searching for those potential alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars. There's only ever been a handful of good candidate radio signals there, but the more we search, our odds increase there. So we want to see a nice clear spike and that yellow line at the top of the screen there. That is the frequency range of interest, again, where scientists think we're most likely to hear the message, hello, is anybody else out there? Nagid, how you doing? Good to see you in. So yeah, we're searching for those alien radio signals again. Now, back in the 1970s, we heard one of our best candidates as a potential alien radio signal, the WOW signal. They had all of the hallmarks of an intelligent signal, not from Earth. And there's been a few more as well, actually. There's actually been a few more than I expected, so looking into it, they're not as uncommon as you would think there. Lola, hello. How are you doing? Have you fixed your phone yet? So we're just getting started tonight. If the gods allow it, we don't have any technical issues there. Oh, Kate is over on Twitch. How you doing? Good to see you, Kate. So yeah, we're doing another signal hunt because the weather is not playing ball there. Oh, that is the last thing. I feel that pain there. But are you rolling again? Leanne is ill, so she probably hasn't. No, I do not blame you there. But yes, Leanne is hiding in bed basically all the time at the minute. She's quite ill. So up and ready. Awesome. Well, that's something. Onwards and upwards there. So yeah, so we're going to be searching for those alien radio signals tonight. Oh, thank you for the gift. That's very kind of you, Lola. I'll have to talk to your other half actually later. I need to go on WhatsApp. I turned the notifications off the other week to have a break from all the work messages, and I was like, I've forgotten that it exists. Fun times. Cosmic, hello Cosmic, good to see you in. We're doing another alien radio signal search. Sadly, the weather is not playing ball for us at the minute, but we can still sit here doing this sort of things. So our odds are slightly increasing there. The more time we do it, the more chances we have of detecting that nice clear spike there. Thank you for the light there. Fair enough. Yeah. What is it, Kate, as well? All good. Running late on everyone's tea, so I'm watching while making. That is commitment there, Kate. I was running late myself today. The train was slightly out, and surprise, surprise, then that knocks on to me barely getting in time, so we were a few minutes late tonight, but doesn't matter. We're going to be on for a couple of hours yet, aren't we? We're going to be searching for those potential alien radio signals there. An unpopular opinion, how are you doing? If you're new here, say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from tonight. So we're searching for alien radio signals. Oh, is it frozen again? No, there you go. Alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars. We're searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line, and that is the yellow line at the top of the screen, but it is the frequency or channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And in the 1970s, we may have detected just that. The infamous WOW signal was heard right at the top of the screen there. One of our best candidates as a potential alien radio signal. Oh, hello, Cosmic. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate that. All those likes and shares help us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena, so we can all piece this puzzle together there. Later on as well, I've been looking into the other candidate signals there, because it isn't just the WOW signal. Again, there has been a handful of very, very interesting ones. And there were some that I thought that we had disproven, and they were probably interference or something like that. But actually, the evidence isn't that strong. It's by no means conclusive on some of these signals. So when people say, where are all the aliens? Where is the evidence? Well, we may actually have it. We can't say either way on a lot of the things that we're getting through here, let alone those first-hand accounts of the phenomena there. the lights in the sky, the things like that. You take all that in, and it does really push the needle of belief, I think, anyway, there. But yeah, there's been a handful of really, really good ones detected, and most of them are all detected around this frequency range. And now that is interesting, because not only have we heard those previous signals there, but it is reserved for listening only. So technology is unlikely, definitely by design, not going to be transmitting on this frequency there. So unlike all of the other channels that are quite contested and used for various other things there, this part of the radio spectrum is reserved for listening only, and therefore, as I said, any signals come in are much more likely to be of interest to us there. And yeah, there's been a handful of really, really good ones, and some other weird radio phenomena as well. There may be some things that are very, very close by to us in our orbit that are reflecting or rebroadcasting our own radio messages occasionally back to us, which is exactly the sort of thing that we would expect an alien probe to do. How do you communicate with a species there that you may have nothing in common? You may not have their language, their understanding, and even how they view the world, or anything like that. So, that is the how do you communicate? Well, you repeat back the messages there. And CJ, they had a few signals from Free Eye. So I heard a few rumours. I haven't heard anything concrete there, but that would be very, very interesting, wouldn't it? Having a signal coming from a passing object like that. It would really, I think, make it a pretty conclusive, wouldn't it? Has anybody got any information on who detected the signals, or is there any idea of what within the message there, or was it a bit too complex? I love that one, CJ. And Amanda Panda, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for the heart there. All of the gifts and the patrons and things do go back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. So we do appreciate all of that there. So yeah, we're listening for potential alien radio signals tonight. We're using a software-defined radio attached to a very large antenna and various other sort of processing bits and bobs there to help us have the highest chance of hearing those signals as they come in. These distances are so vast that by the time a signal reaches us here, it's probably going to be quite faint unless it was incredibly strong or from an incredibly close by source there. So we have to do everything we can, have the biggest dish possible, have all of those little amplifiers there and filters to help us hear what we want to do, and then again, looking at it here, we need all the software to process and hopefully filter out and pick up those signals for us there. ET may be saying hello. Carlos, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Thank you for the follow. If you're not following us already, guys, definitely do. We do this basically every night because it's cloudy a lot here in the UK. But when it is clear, and we had a nice run in the summer, I'm sure we'll have a nice run again soon. We do a live UFO, UAP, skywatch, some actual footage there. We are based in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, just down the road from Stonehenge. But we're right in the heart of crop circle country here. So these skies have a long history with the phenomena, and we get to see all of that there. And if you're following, hopefully you get that notification when we go live. Wayfind, turns out Congress wants answers and wants images from NASA, the high-res ones from the Mars rover. Now, Wayfind, that is exactly what we need. I hadn't heard that, and that is brilliant news there, putting a bit of pressure on onto the authorities there, like NASA, to actually deliver what we all know they have there. Shepsy, I think I missed you earlier. Good to see you in there. So, yeah, a little bit of pressure cannot hurt, I don't think, to get that out there a bit more. And Unpopular, sorry, phone rang. How are you, buddy? Unpopular, all good, no worries, dude. I hope you are well as well. Absolutely shattered, rolling straight off the train from a full day of work. But we wanted to get on and we want to be searching because we don't even know when those signals are going to arrive there. And Private, how are you doing over on YouTube? Good to see you there. How are you doing tonight? But yeah, we never know when those signals are going to come up. Then we don't know what stars that those signals might be coming from as well. It's a bit of a lottery. So again, the more time we do it there, our odds will increase. But again, we don't know when it's going to be. It could be any point, and those signals are only going to be on screen for a very short period of time because the Earth rotates. Our dish will sweep over the target there, and will only be in range essentially for between 30 and 90 seconds there at those sorts of distances. So we've got to keep our eyes peeled. We've got to be looking for those spikes. How are you doing though, Unpopular? Good to see you in there. Paul's in the house. I'm good, so good to see you, and good to see yourself there. That's what we like to hear. Where are we? Let me scroll through. Oh no, we're up to date over there as well. So yeah, we're searching for those potential alien radio signals. Now, part of the spiel is that there's only ever been a handful of good signals ever detected. These are quite rare, and that is true. But what are those other signals? I thought we should pay a little bit more attention. The WOW signal is one of the most known ones there, and it's a nice, good candidate. I do think it is the best one that we have had. But there have still been some other interesting ones there. In fact, funnily enough, from some very close by systems there. So, is it the Sirius system? Is that the closest one? It's about 5 light years to us there. So they had a signal recently called, I think it was 2019, BLC1, and that's the Breakthrough Listen Project's Candidate 1 signal. Now, officially, they've said that they do believe it is interference, their electronic interference, but it's not something they can prove. And the funny thing about electronic interference is it looks a lot like a signal. So it's not exactly conclusive either way there. Now, again, there are rumours on the inside that they've said that just to take the eyes off of it so they can understand it a little bit more, but rumour is that it's repeating and people can tune into it if you've obviously got a big enough dish there, so it filters out most of us. But from our closest neighbour, what the hell would that mean if we had such a civilization capable at least of radio technology, and probably because of the power required there. Maybe we are detecting there. But there's also one from, God, what's the name of the system? It's about 11 light years from us. Ross 128. So it's particularly if there's a star, and it's a red dwarf. It's about 9 billion years old there. So it's a bit older than our solar system. So life has had longer to develop there. And yeah, Ross 128, I think it is. And again, they pointed the dish directly at this star, and they got a bloody signal, didn't they? They got a signal. They got on it, and so it goes back into the list of, oh well, we can't disprove satellites and things, but yet we also can't replicate it by pointing it at the satellites. In fact, some of these signals are not even in the frequency range that the satellites will transmit here, and they're going, well, it's probably a satellite still. I mean, what is that about? You know, that we'll talk about going around the houses there to come up with a bad excuse for something. Good evening, Paul. Good to see you in there. And yeah, I can't remember the name. The whole narrative about the shutdown is no longer acceptable. Yeah, somebody said it brilliantly the other day. If they can reply to Kim Kardashian or whoever it was, some celebrity like that, they can send us a damn image or two. Can Andy Close Encounters? Exactly, it's a good film. That's going to be on our Alien Movie Club list. So we've got a little Discord group. Feel free to join us over there. The link is in our bio for that. So we've got a cool personal experiences tab where you guys can share your experiences with the phenomena, but also read through the awesome ones that are being shared, videos and pictures too, and things like that. But along with that, we do a monthly movie club. And the other week we watched, what was it? We've seen War of the Worlds, we've seen Signs, and we're voting currently on what the next one's going to be, and it's going to be the last Friday of the month here. And you're welcome all to join us for that. It's a bit of a laugh. We watch it separately, but at the same time, and chat along there as well. The whole narrative has changed as to have withheld the images. The question is why, and why the other space agencies as well. Like, I will give them a lot of room. I don't ever want to, prescribe malice to incompetence there, you know, when there is an excuse, because these organisations are pretty strange like that, and never have underestimated the stupidity of bureaucracy, but it is very, very strange. What about all of the other agencies there? The European Space Agency, the Japanese, the Chinese as well. Oh, and over on Twitch as well. Hello, where are we there? How's things, Jamie? Good to see you there. The things, actually, I did get to me a second there. We are good. We're all here with you guys. The happy place there. Oh, your end's gone. Oh, it's fixed. Oh, thank God. We had so many technical issues there, Jamie. You never know. I do not trust any of these platforms now. Oh, no, it's another one. So we do appreciate the continuity there. And Bill, over on YouTube, how you doing? Looking forward to the fireworks tomorrow night. You know what? I wanted to, but I haven't even thought about it. I just can't get my... can't get my head in the game at the minute. Everything just seems to be sneaking up on me. But maybe I'll try and find the time there. I wonder how that'll affect what we're doing there. Where are we? Scrolling down here. And tick-tock, trick-tock-tock. There we go. That sounds like my tinnitus. Funnily enough, yeah, it does a bit. But the interesting thing about this is that is the universe that we're listening to. That is apparently, and I'm going to turn the music down so enjoy your tinnitus a bit more. That is the sounds of the Big Bang, they think. It's the remnants of that big explosion there, those radio waves still travelling there, the cosmic microwave background. So although it is a little bit questionable, a little bit like white noise, isn't it? It is a little bit interesting as well there. And Amanda Panda, thank you for feeding Alan as well.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
He appreciates that. How are you doing, Amanda? As well, yeah, but it is interesting to think, isn't it? And also, the reason we play it there, it gives you a little bit of the atmosphere and the understanding of what's going on, but if a signal is to come through, you want to catch all of it. You want to hear those beeps, those bloops, those sounds, don't you, there? As soon as it comes in. And user 83 there. I can bring a star UFO in a stand. Watch the rap video. Timotales. I don't know that one. That's it. I can bring a star UFO in a stand. What does that mean? Interesting. And Cosmic, yeah. That was you last. Oh, it's you, Cosmic. Of course, it's Cosmic there. Always coming in. That's a good one. And I think it's a solid point. It was a solid point there. How about yourself, Bill? Are you looking forward to the fireworks there tonight? So over here in the UK, we have it's a public, well, it's not a public holiday, we don't get the day off, but it's one of these communal celebrations there of us trying to blow up Parliament, which is looking like a good idea. I'm trying to get some sort of list for saying that. It looks more and more appealing this holiday, doesn't it there? And Amanda, hey, can just about hear you. Hold on, maybe if I turn that down a little bit. Is that a little bit better? There, maybe you can hear a little bit more. They're getting the balance right there. It's laggy. Really, there's no reason it should be tonight, but that is interesting there. Not been well, I know. I'm still not well at all. Something's going round at the minute. I might have to there quick. Let me just do a test to see, because I never trust if it's that or if it's our ISP playing up, because the other computers are fine. Let me do a speed test, but thank you for the continuity report there. See if there is any chance. Okay, looking all right this end somewhere, so it might be... I never know. It might just be TikTok itself, because TikTok is an awful platform for stability there in the technology. Yeah, we're actually in reasonable ranges for our internet here locally, so hopefully it'll sort itself out there. Hopefully. Right, so where are we? Let me just scroll up. Things there, so let me know if it gets a bit better there quick. And anybody else, what is the signal like? Is it dropping out for you? We say that. See, just as we say, what's the signal like? And it comes up, it goes, oh, bad signal. I literally just did a test. There is no excuse. Our internet is more than capable here. It's a bit frustrating. That is. It's not used outside terrain. Oh, you never know there. The sound of Saturn is scary. It's haunting some of these planets, isn't it? Actually, when you get to hear them, it really is haunting. How are we quality-wise over on Twitch and YouTube? Because that's the frustrating thing. Those platforms tend to not have a problem, so it makes me a little bit sus that it might be TikTok as a thing in itself there. And yeah, guys, if you do want a little bit of a better quality, or you can join us over on YouTube or Twitch. There we are at the Thing UFO on both of those. You get a little bit of a horizontal view there, which is really good for the skywatcher. You see a little bit more of the screen, but for this you see extra data that is going on along the sides. There's something that you can't see with the version. More signals are being processed and whatnot there. So we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt again tonight. We're searching the hydrogen line, that is the yellow line at the top of the screen, for potential alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars there. Kate seems fine on Twitch. Good there. So yeah, searching for those potential alien radio signals there on the hydrogen line. It's the frequency that scientists theorise we're most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And in the 1970 detected just that, the infamous whale signal was heard right there, one of our best candidates as a potential alien radio signal. Now, it's not the only one, by no means. This frequency range is actually quite active. I mean, there's only ever been a handful. These are not very common, the old alien radio signals there at all. They're not very frequent, but when they do come out, they are very, very interesting. We're scrolling through the chat there, and I am as well. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for the follow there. Good to have you in. And Amanda's over to YouTube. It is worth it just for the extra panels of information on the screen there. But yeah, you never want to trust one platform, so it's good as a backup. And Evotech, thank you for the follow as well, where you're joining us from tonight. And Skolzy, thank you for the gifts. Very kind. And
nom nom nom, thanks,
start
guys.
feeding Alan there. Yeah, so we're doing another alien radio signal hunt. The more hours we put in, our odds increase ever so slightly there. And Amanda, you've made it over there as a refugee there. And oh, you are, Bill. Love it. You're excited for that one. And that sphere on the top right of the screen, is that a television test card? Bill, you spotted it. You spotted it. Yes, it is. It is a television test card design. So it's like one of the globes of the world maps, but it has a television test card printed on it, and it looked really, really cool when they made it. This artist made like these ones. They do a black and white version, and I went, that looks really, really cool. And because I work in those sorts of areas, it's a bit of my geek interest. But it's one of those things that when you purchase, it didn't look quite as right as it did in the images there, and I haven't heard the end of it. Jeremy, we're back. Oh, there's no sound. Okay, so you guys on Twitch are getting a little bit funny there. Or maybe it is the internet then after all. Maybe I'm blaming TikTok unfairly there. I'm going to keep running little speed tests there because we should be more than fine for what we're doing here. We should be. Let me see there. So we mentioned earlier as well, so, there's only been a handful of good candidate radio signals, but there have been a handful. We need to talk a little bit more about them. So, where was we as well? And God, thank you for the heart. It's very kind. It all goes back into the stream there. It said it all helps improve what we are doing. Thank you for that. Guys, do make sure you're following us to say we do this every night, that the sky isn't clear. When it is clear, we do a live UFO, UAP, a skywatcher there. And that's some actual footage. We search the skies live over Wiltshire, right in the heart of crop circle country, for the strange and anomalous, or we're doing this if it's cloudy. The alien radio signal hunt. Now, when was... let me get my notes up, because I always forget this one. Where are you? Where's my notes hiding? Wrong... I can't even spell my notes app there. You can tell I'm tired tonight. Where was it? Right. So, what was one of my favourite ones here? So yeah, the Ross 128, they call it the weird signal. So like we've got the wow signal, they named it weird, an exclamation mark, kind of to mimic that one. But it was detected in 2017 by the Arecibo, one of the, the big radio telescope there that we've sadly lost recently. But yeah, that same one that sent that signal, wasn't it? Our own SETI signal reaching out there to amongst the stars. But it was a really, really good signal. So it was, well, it was a weak signal, but it was, again, where we expect it, that yellow line at the top, the place where you would be most likely to see those messages coming in there. And it had its sort of behaviour of the signal there. There's some things that we're looking for as they pop up on here, helping us filter out potential signals there. Again, it had all of those things, did not fit in line with a satellite or anything like that. And again, they wrote it off as, possibly a satellite, because it's kind of near that part of the sky where we know there are a few satellites, but they haven't been able to find it. Again, they haven't been able to replicate that. And isn't that the whole point of science, which is if you have a hypothesis, and in this case, that your hypothesis is it is a satellite, go replicate that signal. But it's funny that they pointed it at a really close by star, so 11 light years, which is so close in stellar terms there, interstellar terms. We are, yeah, so close. And we know it has a planet orbiting that star, Ross 128 there, and we know that planet is in the habitable zone. And the more data we are getting on that planet, the more it's looking like a very, very strong candidate, to host life. And then you combine it with the fact that we did detect a signal which appeared to be coming from that star. That would be very, very interesting, wouldn't it? It went weird over on YouTube as well. God, okay, so it must be the old internet. Although the old speed tests, I mean, they do lie, don't they? What are we doing here? I'm going to have a very angry conversation tomorrow with my ISP there, because that is really annoying. Nothing worse than the signal cutting out there. So yeah, that was another really, really good signal, and I just, it's the first time for, I think, actually, is it the only case? Maybe, I think it's definitely the best case where we are getting a signal from a known exoplanet in the habitable zone there. Now, if you're talking about likelihoods here, and that's why they do tend to lean towards the explanations of, it's probably our tech, it's probably a satellite or something, it's because obviously they're a known entity. We know satellites do exist, and we know they emit radio waves, so it's quite plausible, especially as we don't have that clear evidence of an extraterrestrial civilization there. So if you're going to err on the side of caution, you go, probably is human technology, blah, 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 there. But surely that equation does start to shift, doesn't it? When we are detecting potentially a signal coming from a star with a known planet within the habitable zone. That's, for me, that makes that signal much, much more interesting there. But that's not the only one. I said, obviously, we had the previous WOW signal. Came from somewhere in the Sagittarius constellation. What else did we have as well? There was another one as well. So Project Ozma, that was another one as well. So that was the first, I think, a SETI mission there. So it was a privately funded, the first time we had actually put dedicated ears to the sky, listening out, hoping to hear ET sending us a message. Now, they did receive some signals during that initial search there, and again, it was a much quieter time for radio. It was nowhere near as busy as it is nowadays, so again, their odds may have been slightly more increased, even though their technology again was stepped back, because this is in the 60s, I think, but it was a quieter time for radio, and they did detect very clear non-organic signals. Now, they wrote them off as potentially aircraft radar passing overhead. Again, it's a plausible explanation there, but they couldn't track it to a specific aircraft there, so it still is in question. But the interesting thing about those signals, what was the interesting thing about those signals? It was the strength and the frequency of those signals there already. I don't know what part of the sky they came from, though. Interesting, got to figure that one out. But there we have a history. The Russians detected one as well, and I think that's back in... when was that one? Was it 20... God, I don't know actually now when the Russian signal was. But also, and this was the other one that I thought was really, really interesting for what we're doing. A lot of people come on here and go, I remember SETI at home. So I don't know if you guys ever had that one. It was a screensaver that you'd download back in the early 2000s there from the SETI organisation, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence. And what it would do is it would use your computer in your free time when the screensaver would come on to then process some of that some of the data they'd have from telescopes there to help us find alien life going through the vast amounts of data. Now, they don't really need that anymore. Computers cost has gone down, so that's why they don't really do it. But it's a brilliant way to get people involved there. Jamie, it must be the aliens. I'm starting to think there. I'm starting to think, but yeah. So they did detect a signal. There was an interesting signal in all of that data. Again, one of these things they deny, but then it has recently come out, hasn't it, that it is SETI's policy to not tell us if they did get a signal. But yeah, what was the signal? I did have that one in my notes. Let me find it. No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Get away. God, it's a long coded one anyway. It's SHGB02 plus a 148. That's a nice catchy name for a potential signal there. Again, Arecibo was the one that detected it, but it was right where we would expect to see it, up there, that a yellow line there. So it was very weak, and it was near there. Yeah, there's 3 occasions, so it's heard 3 times there, and there was geometry, repeated behaviour, and it didn't make any sense there. So again, it's an organic signal. That's not how nature makes its radio signals. So then, what was that? And again, it's that place that we expect to find that signal. The hydrogen line, the area most likely, if you want to put a message out there to be heard and you know anything about radio there, which you'd obviously need to know if you have the technology to send the message, out of all of the channels on the radio dial, that is the place that you would really, really want it. The most chance of having it heard by putting it right there at the top of the screen. And this is where we're hearing all of these potential signals. So actually, when I was going through the details of these earlier today, I was kind of it really kind of bolstered my... what do you put it there? They call it my excitement again for searching the frequency. Again, they are quite rare, and we've got to be passing over the right planet at the right time to detect it. But there have been many signals right here. So again, our odds are always going up there. Yeah, how many violations can you get, Kate, tonight? As well there, Serena, hello. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard there. Are we all alone in the galaxy, in the universe even? Or are we being visited? Or is it somewhere in between? Maybe life's common, but maybe these distances are far too vast to communicate or travel. How do we all feel? Spain, I love it. Have you had any sightings yourself there? Welcome aboard. Shepsy, how is Alan? Alan's all right. I mean, he's Alan, but he's all right. He's no different there. That Big Bang Sound is asking people to hit like and subscribe. Yeah, that's what it translates to. You rage quitted over to YouTube. Well, I mean, it's a more consistent service over there, I think. Serena, thank you for the share as well. It is those shares, guys, those likes, you guys tapping away that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena so we can all piece this puzzle together. So, yeah, I mean, we do this most nights, don't we? If it's clear, we're doing the UFO skywatch. pointing the camera to the skies live here over Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, right down the road from Stonehenge, but bang in the heart of crop circle country. So we're doing some form of evidence hunt there, either looking for the UFOs in the night sky or for the signals like we're doing tonight. And as Kate says, follow us on Discord, YouTube and Twitch there. We actually have a really cool Discord community, which is really doing amazing jobs there, sharing your experiences with the phenomena there, images, videos too there. You guys can join us. We've got a link in our bio for that. You can chat along, read through those experiences, or add yours if you want there, or join us for our Alien Movie Club there, or if you want to join us on the horizontal view, over on YouTube or Twitch. We're at The Thing UFO for both of those. Explaining what we're doing. Obviously, we're doing an alien radio signal hunt, but what does that mean there? What am I looking at on the screen? Maybe you're asking there. So that top section, that is the live radio signals coming in straight from the dish through some various amplification and filtering there, so we can really give ourselves the best chance of hearing any signals that might be very faint on that yellow line at the top there. Now, the middle section with the red the red box has popped up there. That is taking those signals in, and it is basically displaying them in a very different way there. So rather than being these dynamic up and downs, a little bit of chaos or wiggly lines everywhere, it displays it in averages, so you can start to see trends and differences that are a little bit more subtle. The colours change if they're strong or not, and it has been quite interesting lately, hasn't it? That red box that pops up every now and again is the micro signal analysis, and that is basically any signal that does come through, that'll pop up and it'll try to basically bring out a message for it. It'll check, is it an organic signal or is it intelligent technological signal there, something like that. But it's also, whilst there isn't a clear signal, it is searching that background noise that you can all hear at the minute there. It's like the static on your TV, but these distances are so vast, so by the time an alien radio signal does reach us here on Earth, unless the power is phenomenal, it's still going to be quite quiet there, and we could lose it in amongst all of that background noise. So that's what it's doing. It's searching through all of that to look for signs of modulation there for encoding, repeating patterns, anything like that that could indicate that there is a faint signal still coming through there. And then behind me, again, you guys can't see it on TikTok, but you can if you get the horizontal view over on YouTube or Twitch. You see a live sky view there, and it shows you all of the local stars that are in range of our dish, and that updates as the night progresses there. Because the Earth rotates, our dish will sweep across the sky, passing over different stars and different planet systems, hopefully passing over one that's inhabited and sending us a signal. But there's also a little bit of extra going on. So the middle left up here, we are doing the waveform analysis there. So that's taking literally the sound that's coming in there and comparing the waveform of that to past signals there. So we've got the wow signal up there, and up to the right as well, that is displaying information about the stars that are in range there. So currently we have a star called Fomalhaut. That is 25.13 light years away, which basically means that it takes 25.13 years for that light to leave the star, travel all the way across the galaxy to reach us here there. And it's the same for a radio signal. So if we do pick up a spike now and it's coming from that star, that message would have had to have been sent 25.13 years ago. So just after we were celebrating the millennium here, that's when that would have been sent there. DG, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow there. Where are you joining us from there? Serena as well, and Michelle, thank you for the likes, guys. It is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting our little Skywatcher community up and sharing our stories and experiences there. But yes, that is quite a distance, isn't it? But actually, in sterlar terms, that is quite close by. It's actually one of our neighbours. It's on our street, is old Fomalhaut there. And so yeah, if a signal was coming from there, it would have to be a minimum of 7.10 gigawatts. That's a lot of power, and we know of one exoplanet in orbit there. But you can see all that information again on the horizontal there if you did join us over on Twitch or YouTube at The Thing UFO. It's always good as a little bit of a backup. The chat is normally busier over here on TikTok, but that as a backup is always useful. And the Fragmaster on Skinwalker Ranch, they get signals at 1.2 and 1.6 gigahertz. Surely it's GPS signals from satellites. Fragmaster, you're speaking my language. That was my first thing. So that is the beauty about searching where we're looking now at 1.4, is that it is reserved for listening only, because it's so useful for radio astronomy there and those scientific purposes. Electronic equipment isn't allowed to use that frequency range there, but that is a difficulty they have. Now, there is various accounts and various reports around that 1.6 in particular, also 1.2, but 1.6 in particular is a very, very correlated with the phenomena. And it may well be that, that's how UFOs communicate, or maybe it's a byproduct of their engines or something like that. They could use it, but how do you tell the difference? And it's why we don't search 1.6 here, because we're in not an urban area, but it's still a town, a village, and we're near some military bases there. 1.6 particularly is reserved for sort of satellite uplink and downlink communications and things like that. So we wouldn't be able to tell if we got a nice clear signal 1.6. Is it ET, or is it somebody using a satellite phone or something like that? But that's why this frequency range is great, because it's quiet. So that's a very good thinking. It's Skinwalker Ranch. It is obviously more open there. They're more in control of their signals in the local environment. So yeah, but it is hard to tell. That is the point, that they wouldn't be able to, I don't think, conclusively say that is alien or not, unless they had a physical craft in front of them at the same time there. So guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt. We're searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the dial, that yellow line at the top of the screen there, that scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And in the 1970s, we may have heard just that. The infamous wow signal was detected right at the top of the screen too. But not just that one. There have been a handful of good candidate signals all around this frequency range, which is right where we'd expect to see it there. Of all of the channels, this one is the most logical place to put that message. And hey, we get signals here. In fact, only is it 2017, I want to say, we detected a signal from a really close by star here, Ross 128 there, that we know has a planet in its habitable zone there. And we detected a signal from it. Now they argue, they go, well, we can't say it wasn't interference there, but as judging by the signal, it's nothing that we can easily match up to something else there. So it's not obvious that it was interference. They haven't been able to replicate the interference either. So for me, that is very much up for debate there, but it's a very interesting frequency range. So that is what we're doing. Do give us a follow. We do this basically every night here. So if it's cloudy, we're doing this, the signal hunt. If it's not cloudy, we are searching the skies live for UFOs, UAP, weird wonderful things flying around in the night sky. And we're based in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, just down the road from Stonehenge, but right in the heart of crop circle country. So these are skies to watch there. Let me scroll down a little bit there. Alien Vibe, how you doing? Hey buddy, are you streaming from a Restream? No. So we're we use TikTok Studio. The TikTok basically make you use their TikTok Studio, which is why we have loads of trouble, because it's rubbish software. But we also use what do we use? What's the other one? I've got it open somewhere. OBS to then do YouTube and Twitch. There we go. Brain went dead then. So we're three places at once at the minute. Where are I? I like to set up. That's why I thank you, Ellen. It's very kind. If you get any questions, ask away. I mean, it's still buggy. It's buggy as hell. Leafy, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight, guys? If you're new here, say hello and let us know where you're watching from. But I nearly missed it, Michelle.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you for feeding, Alan. That's very kind of you. And it all goes back into the stream as well there. All the gifts, the Patreons, the subs. And speaking of Patreon, we're actually doing another deep dive. We normally do a couple per month there. So you can join us over for the past ones. You can see all the Listen Again deep dives there. Or you can join us live this Friday at 11 p.m. We've got the link in our bio. It gives you a month for free. So you can join us for free for that one. And we're going to be looking at the Einstein-Oppenheimer Treaty. And these are an excuse for us to take a really long, deeper look at either a document, knowing a leaked document relating to the phenomena, or a whistleblower's first-hand account. They're really cool there, so come join us for that one on a Friday as well. Kate, a coincidence. I mean, this is the thing, you start to add up all of these things, and for me, I'm going, it's not seeing as, it doesn't sound as much of a safe bet to start saying it is always us and it is always satellites that are causing this interference, especially when they don't have direct evidence of that. There are some times they get signals through and you go, no, we have directly correlated it to X, Y, or Z. We know it was this thing emitting and this signal, and fair enough. And hey, statistically, probably still safest to say satellite or whatever it was there. But if you're always thinking satellite, if you're not saying leaving the door open, in fact, it makes me wonder, the words that the scientific community here, they say, well, it's definitely not this, or it was a satellite. It sounds very much like they're going on faith there, because they don't know. They haven't been able to prove this a lot of the time. There. Get streaming on Kick. I did have an account set up there. I think we can as well. I just won't be able to monitor 4 chat boxes at once. I think we have an account there. Go find us over there, Tick. Smix as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight then? Aliens, yes, thanks for, so Studio, TikTok, then mirrors to OBS. Oh, it's really, really complicated. I'm going to bore everybody else now. Aliens vibe, but I'm going to go through it because it took me bloody ages, and I'm probably doing it the long way around here. So how do we do this? So we've got a separate PC that does the streaming and handles all of that, and then I've got my laptop here where I log into remotely to control the other PC, plus a separate screen. On the separate screen, that is where you're seeing all this radio software. That is then captured through HDMI output into the streaming computer as a source, but you can't share multiple sources. So that source is then shared from OBS into. It's set up, and then the horizontal stream is put into there, and then we take the source and export that as a webcam output to take it to TikTok Studio to get that. But then to do my webcam and to do all of these, I have to take my into another version of, I think we use Streamlabs, the free version for that one. We bring that in, bring my webcam in as one scene, and then all the others are in as other scenes there, and then that comes out as a virtual webcam out, which can then go to both separately. It took me ages to figure that out. And then after all of that, the internet decides to sulk, and we have a laggy stream. About right, isn't it there? Asmix, thank you for the hearts there. I didn't know I could do that. It's trial and error. It's trial and error and processing power. But it's a lot more flexible this way, so we can modify bits and bobs. The next one that we want to do, though, is I want to put this radio software on a separate computer that's running the whole time, and then provide you guys a login. You wouldn't be able to press the buttons like I can, but you can view it then as well. And then if you fancy it, because a lot of our lot like to do a little bit of research, like to keep track of things, you can basically just monitor it in your own time there and kind of hit a little snapshot button if you do get a signal and stuff like that. That's the goal, and I'm working on the software to do that now. So then everybody can do a little bit of SETI all of the time here. You don't have to buy the kit for it. And thank you for the share there, Aliens. It has to be less on buggy. Yeah, well, it's less buggy now we've separated the machines out. It did help a bit, but it's Windows, and Windows is always rough there. Harry Smith, best evidence you've seen. Oh, now that is a good one. So there's different levels of evidence, isn't there? Like, you go, there's a lot of it that's still kind of circumstantial, or it is pointing in a direction there. Maybe it could, help prosecute in a court of law there, same as eyewitness stuff it can, but that's, still is heavily contested and unreliable there. So for me, each part of the phenomena has a different answer there. So if you're saying, do I think aliens are out there? 100%. Just the size, the vastness of the universe, the variations, the clues that we have, life has got to be out there. Is it visiting us here? That wasn't as high for me, but it's getting a lot higher, if not in the 90-odd% now. Some of the stuff that's coming out from the US now, all of those official people, credible people with their experiences, basically saying, there's something going on. And some of them, for me, one of the major ones was the Harold Malmgren interview, and he was a presidential advisor to multiple presidents, a very, very credible man there. In fact, if you know anything about the Cold War there, he may have been, not quite single-handedly, but heavily responsible for us not being nuked. Basically, he was a really serious credential, but he accomplished in every way you can imagine. He came out close to the end of his life there, and fully lucid, and basically just went, yeah, I was involved in those programs. I had my hands on crash materials there, and why would something like that lie? So we can't say 100%. I haven't seen a craft in front of me in my own eyes. We've seen the lights in the skies and things, so I can't say 100%. But for me, I would bet money on that man there. How you doing, Mark there? And Dakis as well, thank you for the likes. It's those likes and those shares, guys, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena, so we can all piece this puzzle together there. Phrase as well.
Nom nom nom, thanks,
Thank you for feeding Alan. It's a bit cruel that he eats the alien pets, but they are his favourite. If you are joining us for the first time, wondering what we are doing, we are searching for potential alien radio signals tonight, coming in from amongst the stars. We're using radio to search on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That's the yellow line at the top of the screen there, and that is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorise we are most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And in the 1970s, we may have heard just that, the infamous wow signal was detected right there at the top of the screen. But not just that one, there have been a good handful of similar candidates, some of them quite recently, and some of those from very, very close by star systems. In fact, one of our closest is a potential there as well. Where are we on the other ones there? Let me find where I'm in the chat here. Is there really an area in space called Wharf 359? I know it's from Star Trek, where Starfleet engaged the Borg. You know what? I don't know, but I wouldn't honestly be surprised. Star Trek, we think of it as Star Trek. We think of it, don't we, as entertainment. It's TV, but really it's science. It's like science fiction. It's thought experiments. It's trying to understand a little bit more how the future might work there, and it's really interesting. And they did and do use real places some of the time there, so it could well be there. Bill, are you still clicking on the YouTube chat? I am, but sometimes I get very, very far behind, especially with the free chat, so it might take a while there, mate. Where are we? Let me find where I am in the other chats there. Alan's Aliens, well, thank you for the follow there, matey. And the shares. And Harry, 2 trillion observable galaxies and millions of planets. In it, there has to be just those numbers alone. It's like we understand their numbers, and we understand that they are numbers, but you can't conceive of it. You can't get the real feel for it, you know? It's just beyond, I think, our comprehension, definitely beyond mine. It is absolutely amazing, isn't it, some of these numbers? They just have to be out there. And that is also the main scientific understanding now that we have started to observe lots and lots of planets orbiting these other star systems. We now think that therefore it is probably very commonplace. The question is, are they coming here? And I think there is some good evidence from that one. And as Cosmic says, welcome everyone, feel free to follow and join us in the Discord bio. So yeah, actually do give us a follow if you're not already. We do this basically every night. If it's clear though, we get the camera out and we point it to the skies. We're based in Wiltshire, right in the heart of Crop Circle country there, and we see all sorts of weird wonderful things flying around in the night sky. Or just like the other day, the moon was up full, we saw the craters, all the details, talk about how weird the moon is as well. We want you on board for the journey, but we also have a Discord, as Cosmic says there, a little offline community where you can share your personal experiences, images and videos of the phenomena. Lots of our group are, and it's absolutely kicking off with those at the minute, so you really want to check some of those out. So join us for that as well, and be a little part of the community there. I feel like I've missed some people there with the follows. If I have missed you, sorry. There, Fragmaster as well, thank you for the follow. Guys, if you are new here, do say hello in the chat there. Let us know where you're watching from and how do you feel about the phenomena itself. You don't have to be a full-on believer. We're totally open to skeptics too. We love to have the conversation, and everybody's allowed to have their own opinions about it all here. So do let us know how you feel about it as well. It's how we all learn. But if you are joining us, we are searching for potential alien radio signals tonight coming in from amongst the stars. We are searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That is the yellow line at the top of the screen, and is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello. Is anybody else out there signal? Just like in the 1970s, the wow signal was detected right there, but many other signals have been detected there as well. We really want to see that line at the top of the screen there. And Cesium's in as well. Thank you for
Nom nom nom, thanks,
feeding
guys.
Alan there, and over on the Twitch as well. Oh my god, live alien hunt, so cool. Thank you. And Free Atlas is so cool. It's such an interesting, fascinating object there, isn't it? Down bad. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad other people are as curious as well. We're really building a little community up across the platforms at the minute of people that are really, really curious and want to share their knowledge and experiences of the phenomena. I'm not sure if our link is in our bio for our Discord on Twitch, but it should be. But we're all, guys, if you do want to check out actually TikTokers, we're on YouTube and Twitch there. We have a horizontal view, which means you can see more of the screen, you can see more data and signal stuff coming in all around the screen. But for the live UFO skywatches, it is really, really awesome there to see a little bit more of the sky. And thank you for answering the question. No worries, Bill. We love the questions. There are no silly questions at all here. It's a chance for us to all learn. If you've got a question, somebody else probably will have in the chat. So I do like that. It might take me a minute to get to them sometimes, but we're not too bad for it. And hi again from Wiltshire. Good to have you in. How are your skies tonight? It's horribly overcast here, hence why we're doing this one again there. And Rebecca, how are you doing? Where are you joining us from tonight there? Simon, okay, no what? No aliens? Oh, is that it? Because I did ask, didn't I? So what's your opinion? So you don't believe the aliens out there now. Is it you don't believe that there's any other life out there, or is it that that it's just not sort of civilized or intelligent life like us. Maybe it's not complex, maybe it's all microbial there. Where do you stand on that one? Because I think it's a very interesting conversation to have. These are vast distances, and maybe we are a unique case here. I probably don't think we are, but the one thing that does sit at the back of my mind that makes me go, oh, maybe, it's the fact that our moon is very, very weird, and it's responsible for so many things that we depend upon that make our environment here on Earth so much more stable. So there definitely is an argument to be had there. And John Baker, how are you doing tonight, matey? Good to see you in there. Alf, where is this? So we are based, and that is the Dish 2 in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, not far from Stonehenge and not too far from Glastonbury in the other direction there, but this is where all of the crop circles happen there. As you do, let everyone know the protocol if you do find something. Normally I swear. So the protocol is normally, so for a SETI organisation, if we were a larger radio telescope there, Raph is in on YouTube, how you doing? If it's a large radio telescope, what you do is you get a signal in, and then you ring up your mates in another big telescope, because you're all hang out together, because there's not many people with very, very large radio telescopes there, and you go, look, I've got something over these coordinates, can you have a listen as well? And that's like the first filter to make sure that it's not something locally there, you're both pointing at a star from different directions, and it's coming from the source that you think it is. We can't do that, sadly, because we don't have any other friends with big telescopes, so we're relying on everything that we've got here as well to process this. But basically, it would be, look at what we've got, clip it, share it. That's our protocol there. And there is, oh wait, no, there was somebody to submit it to as well. Let them know there. And other Simon is in the house. Good to see you there. Rebecca, I'm on a military base in Scotland. Rebecca, there was some stuff going on. Lots of weird air traffic in Scotland. Did you notice that? Do you know what that was relating to? I'd love to hear a bit more about that. And again, those skies up in Scotland, I bet you've seen some interesting things yourself there. And welcome. Where are you joining us from? Thank you for the follow. Guys, if you are joining us for the first time, so we're doing a live alien or radio signal hunt, searching the stars for potential messages from ET. There, Simon and Tina, thank you for the gifts. They all go straight back into the streams. Thank you. But yeah, we're searching for those live alien radio signals coming in from amongst the stars. We're searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That's the yellow line at the top of the screen there, where scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the hello. Is anybody else out there message? And just like in the 1970s, we may have heard just that. The infamous wow signal was detected right where that yellow line is at the top of the screen. But not just that one. There's been another handful of signals quite recently, actually. In fact, one of my new favourite ones is from a star very, very close to us indeed. Not quite our closest neighbour, but not far off at all. Only 11 light years away from us there. And we know that this star has a planet in the habitable zone, which we expect to be capable of hosting life. And we've detected some very strange signals from it. Now, officially, you know, they go, it's probably radio interference there, but they can't confirm that by far. And it is a bit convenient, isn't it, there as well. Let me scroll through here, check the chats over on YouTube quickly, and I'll get back to then TikTok. Well, there's the hollow moon theory, which was kind of covered in Moonfall movie. I don't think I've seen that one. And some of them believe the moon was brought here. But Bill, those theories, 100%. The moon is very, very weird. I thought that's full-on tinfoil hat conspiracy. Moon streams, we do get to go into those ones, because it's a very weird object there. I'm here, but I'm not here, Raph. You're in disguise. My goodness, I'm on the edge this evening. Maya! Oh no! Why is that? Oh no, I haven't, May, I haven't gone through my messages on, I don't think I've even done Discord at all, and I don't think I've done TikTok yet at all today. I've been so busy with work, so it'll be an after stream jobby once I've had dinner. I'll have to have a look there. I hope you're feeling better though. And Bill, is it the Rendlesham Forest, the military base she's at? Oh, well, that's not in Scotland, that's in Suffolk, but good call, because Rendlesham, and actually Rendlesham as well, there's two bases there. They were the twin air bases there, so it was Bentwaters and Woodbridge. And Bentwaters is now privately owned. It's a business park, but Woodbridge is still military there. So that could be possible. Where are we? Let me scroll back through the TikTok chat. Where am I there? And Taran, sorry. Hey, just locked in. Please, can you explain how the SDR frequencies pick them up? Good question, Taran. So basically what happens is we've got a really, really large dish, and it's a parabolic mesh antenna that is tuned really to optimize for these frequency ranges here, these wavelengths are around the hydrogen line. So that is the place of interest for us there. So that comes in from the dish, goes through a low noise amplifier there, because we expect these signals to be very, very quiet. we want to be able to kind of like amplify that signal up, so it's not just a little peak. We want to see it really, really big. And then it goes through a filter to then try and filter out some of that background noise there, because again, any of those signals can potentially be so faint because of the distances that these are travelling there, that we want to lower the background noise that we're not interested in there and increase that one up. But even then, I mean, it's still hard. The radio is very, very, the fact that the galaxy, the universe, is very noisy in radio out there, and that's what we're listening to at the minute. That static there, that's the static you used to see on the old TVs, and that is what's called the cosmic microwave background there, and it's what scientists think is the leftovers of the Big Bang. Let's listen to that quickly. Can you imagine that? That is the leftovers of the Big Bang, they think, there. But yeah, so nature is very noisy in radio there, so we have to be able to try and filter all that out. So what happens on screen is, as you write there, SDR, so software-defined radio, comes in from the dish for the processors there, then that signal goes into the computer, and then you're seeing that live at the top of the screen there. So let me get my little cursor. This section up here, that is that live radio dial there. So all those little waves are frequency signals coming in across all of those different frequencies. There's loads of channels like your old-fashioned radio dial there. Then the middle section, this bit here, is basically the analysis section. So you've got your live section at the top and the analysing the signals are down here. And what's happening there is it's taking that data, the same data, and it's showing it in a different way. So there's a very dynamic waveform there at the top showing all those real-time signals. It's very jazzy and it's hard to see patterns unless you get a really, really clear signal. Which, if you tune into a radio station, an FM, some classic hits, you'd see a nice clear signal because it's a strong signal, local there. But again, these are alien signals that are travelling over vast, vast distances. So we don't know how strong. It won't be that strong at all over this distance there. But yeah, it's going to get analysed here. So you'll see those averages, seeing that data in a different way then. You can see the waveform that isn't the same as the top there because it's showing you a different view of it basically there. But you get to see patterns there. The colours change, how strong the signals are. And it's quiet at the minute the last couple of days, but previously that has been all over the shop there. It's been showing some interesting information. And this red box here is doing what's called micro signal analysis there. So if there was a clear signal, it would analyse that and try and look to see, is it an organic signal, is it something coming from nature, or is it a technological signal there, is it coming from intelligence there. And there are certain hallmarks that you can tell the difference with, so that's what that's doing. But in the absence of a big signal, why it pops up occasionally is it's looking at that background noise there. Again, those signals could be so faint by the time they reach us, they could be getting lost in amongst that, even with all the other equipment. So what that's doing is it's listening in, it's analysing and looking, going, is there fragments of the signal? Is there anything here that looks like there could be a faint signal getting lost? So it's looking for that now. And then direct behind me, you guys on TikTok can't see it there, but if you want to join us over on YouTube or Twitch, we're at The Thing UFO. On both of those, you get to see the horizontal screen. So not only is that good for the UFO skywatches to see more of the sky and the things flying around, but for this, you see what's behind me here, first of all, and that is a live sky map, and it shows you where our dish is pointing, because as the Earth rotates, our dish will sweep across the sky, and it'll pass over these different stars and things, and you can see what close by stars, what our local neighbourhood stars it is passing over the minute. And currently, we've just lost Fomalhaut, which was a star. Was it 25 light years away? 25 light years away, 25.13 light years away. It's just left our range now, so we haven't got any close by stars just yet, but Difter is going to be coming in range very, very soon, and you can see all that information there behind me, essentially, over there. But up here, we're doing to the left, again, you can't see it because it's cut off with the horizontal view. We're analysing the signal coming in there, the audio waveform there, and we're comparing it to past recorded signals there, like the WOW signal there, seeing if it matches at all. And up here you see the star information, so when those stars are in range there, you get a little bit of information on all of those, how many light years away they are, how strong a signal would have to be for us to detect it here, and also, do we know of any planets in orbit around them? Have we observed them there? Let me get back to the chat, but that is what we're doing, guys. Give us a follow because we do this basically every night. So if it's cloudy, we're doing this. If it's not cloudy, we're doing those live UFOs, UAP skywatches. There's some footage. We see all the weird, wonderful things flying around in the night sky. Moonwatch 2, those craters and all of the details. Now let me get back to the chat because I'm a bit far behind there now. Let me scroll. Where am I at there? So that's roughly how it works there, Terrarian, as well. And about Senior, thank you, Richard, Terrarian. That's cool. I love that. I love you guys submitting those things there. Cesium as well, thank you for the shares. It's those likes and those shares, guys, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourself. The more eyes and minds we can get on the phenomena, the better. So the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. And Tamaka's vibes as well. Welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. Guys, if you're new here and you're following us, say hello in the chat and let us know where you're watching from there. If you prefer TikTok, the chat is more active on TikTok. But it's also the other ones are good as a backup because TikTok always throws a sulk every now and again. And then you can always find us on the other platforms. They're a little bit more stable there. But the chat is definitely busy over here. And amazing, the human body and Earth is made from the same exact materials found in space. It's mind-blowing, isn't it, that we are literally made of stars, trying to get our head around all the materials there. And that they weren't just all abundant there. It took early stars, didn't it, for some of those elements to be made when those early stars went supernova and they created the heavier metals there, which then went into form of it's getting your head around it. Totally there on board with that. And Cotswolds, how are you doing tonight? I'll ask you where you're from, but I can guess Cotswolds, so you're not too far from us there. And Rocky too, good to have you in there. Maya, you didn't get the notification again. I mean, TikTok has been a right sod lately. A right sod. Thank you for the share there, man. Yes, so yes, my paranormal bestie Ollie took that picture. My mind, I haven't seen it yet, Maya. I haven't had a chance to go through any of my messages yet, which is annoying because I've had such a busy day. But after the stream, I'll go through them. Like, what sort of picture was it, or should I wait for the surprise on that one? I'm excited. It said that a meteor the size of a car enters Earth's atmosphere every year, but burns up. Yeah, they calculate actually the amount of mass that is deposited on Earth from all the meteors. There's a lot of it going on. Most of them small that we don't see, but big ones come in all the time. And actually, some massive ones have come very close to us. In fact, in between the Earth and the Moon, that sort of distance range there. There's only one the other year that they went, it went past. That's when they realised we do not have a good understanding. I mean, considering what's out there, I mean, science is amazing, it's done all those cool things, but we don't actually have that close of an understanding of our local environment there. We had the Russian Venera probe, didn't we, re-enter somewhere recently, only this year, actually, early part of this year, and we don't know where that re-entered the Earth. We haven't got a good idea of what's going up there as well. Let me just, oh god, it's always jumping ahead on me here as well there. And Waka Fool, how you doing? A crop circle has appeared in Brazil. So that is interesting because I don't tend to hear about them internationally. I tend to hear them mostly about where we are here in Wiltshire. It tends to get all the attention now. We'll scroll up on TikTok and read through those messages in a second. I'm just trying to catch up on the old, on YouTube. Those ones are there. Sam, does anyone feel on edge? I've not heard the reports today. But I don't know, does anybody else do it? Is there a feeling in your bones at the minute there? Because a lot of our community are quite in tune with certain things. And there has just been lots of reports recently, haven't there? Been all sorts of weird, how do you say it? Like correlating symptoms, really. Some people are getting migraines and headaches, and as Maya says there's this being on edge and stuff. And what could it be related to there? And Tinfoil, Tammy, how you doing from Kansas? Good to have you in. Again, Kansas, I bet you've seen some fantastic things out there as well. It will defy everything you think is normal. I mean, I'm starting to lose a grip on what anything is normal now, but I am now very excited to see that one, Maya. I might have to have a look in a second whilst we're on the stream there. I might have to. I don't know. How are you doing? So happy to see you guys too. Where is he? Cats as well. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from there? Rebecca as well. Good to have you in there. Team Best. Oh, Ollie's in. Hello, Ollie. Oh, this is the Ollie. I haven't seen the image yet. But I'm going to have a look, aren't I? I have to go on my phone now to have a look. I'm excited to see that one. Now, where are we over on the YouTube quickly? Let me get to the chat and there. Let me scroll down there. Raf, no, but it's Liverpool versus Real Madrid. Not when you're multitasking. That's fair enough, Raf. That's fair enough there. What do you mean you've detected inactivity, TikTok? Oh, makes me complete this little puzzle there to prove I'm not a robot, but for the second I thought it was going to glitch out on me and not load the puzzle. I'm having lots of sulks of TikTok lately. Just the strange glitches might be the noise that's affecting you. Cool. Yeah, Sam, will you be doing this in December to see the Christmas star? Oh, good idea. I probably will, but yeah, we've been doing this for a few months now, and I think we're going to just keep on going until we get more and more evidence there as well. And Peru is now seeing their skies light up like Christmas trees with glowing UAPs across the sky. Apparently, it is just so much going on in South America with sightings. In fact, they're not even trying to hide it as well there. Shepsy, you've been muted. Who muted you? Was it TikTok that muted you? Did you say something offensive there? Oh, TikTok is really, really playing up at the minute. So where are we in the chat here? So I'm going to have a look at that picture, aren't I? Tinfoil hat. Call some strange things. There's some of the images you've sent us there. I felt the energy and dizziness around last night at 7 p.m. CST there, Tinfoil Hat. Oh, there's a connection. I like it. Right, let's have a look at this image, right? Let me have a look. I've got to try and remember how TikTok works. Let me load it up. Let's see this one. That's commitment. They can still do the likes. Where are we? Let's have a look. It's loading. Oh, let's have a look at this one. So this is the one. Oh my God! Is that the one in the air? I want to try and pause that on it there because it's the video, isn't it? So it's the one. Is that the one above that? Yeah. I could try and zoom in on that one. That's interesting. So May has sent me a very good image. So I'm going to reshare that now if you guys want to check out our TikTok page. It should be on the reposts. That one's so that is interesting. Above the house like that. Very cool. Ollie called that one. Well done, Ollie. That's a good sighting. Let's get back over to that one. That is good. Thank you for sharing it. And that's what I love about this. We get to share all of these experiences together. Again, painting that picture, aren't we? A true representation of the phenomena and what is going on there right now. Let me get back to my thing. I need a little bit of a drink. I can hear myself. It's actually being on edge. Is overloaded excitement, because that was a cool shot. So we're out together with that. Where are we? Over on the YouTubes as well. Just welcoming someone into the group, and they muted you. It might be TikTok, because TikTok is just blocking and muting people like crazy at the minute. Everybody is getting it there. Track Santa. Oh, Bill, I'm trying to do that at the minute. Actually, I'm trying to, because we have for our Skywatch, we're trying to track, because there's lots of satellites and things that we see flying around all of the time anyway. So we're trying to build a little tracking software that can filter out, things that aren't moving in anomalous ways. They're just following their straight courses and trajectories. So I'm trying to include a little Santa tracker for a special. I'm not having much luck at the minute, frustratingly, but that is a good idea for that one. It is Kay. I am almost ready to throw my toys out the pram with it there. So on TikTok, it should be under my reposts or the things repost there. You should be able to see that one there. Much prefer YouTube. I'm starting to appreciate it even more there as well. And back over to TikTok there. You've not moved, it just feels strange, yeah. And cesium as well, with an estimated trillion galaxies, it would be a very big assumption that we are alone. But yet some people still hold that. They still hold that opinion. They really do. Ollie's good for that one here. And Mark as well, please, may I ask, there's lots of dodge things. I'm trying to scroll down, sorry guys. Lots of dodge things being said. Can you tell me what the info is on Free Eye? Well, Mark, I can only say to the best of my knowledge here. So I don't have an inside man, sadly. And I consume a lot of the same content that you guys see there. So it's my biased and amateur opinion on all of these, but where I'm leaning with 3i at the minute is, so I have my bar for trusting anything that I'm seeing coming in there is, am I seeing it from multiple sources that agree on where something's come from. So 3i Atlas was really good for the first part of it, because the scientific community, all the astronomy groups and things like that I'm in, and those sort of creators that make that content, were basically saying the same things as our UFO lot there. We were disagreeing on what it means, how we're interpreting it, but we're all agreeing on the core data that was being observed. So for me, I felt it was kind of safe to say, well, it is doing X, Y, and Z, because kind of everybody's agreeing on it there. But then it starts to get to a little bit. Now, there has been some interesting observations that haven't been backed up, but I do think are somewhat credible about movement and things like that. But for me, it hasn't for me at the minute, and it's not a hard-held belief at all there. But for me, it hasn't done enough to be obviously alien. So I do probably lean more to the fancy interstellar comet there, but it's not a very hard belief. And in fact, we've said this before, but what's actually making me more believe it may be there may be something sus going on there is actually not the evidence that people are saying it's what it has done, but the radio silence from the official there. I could believe NASA being on shutdown and all that sort of stuff, but the time, the ESA, the Japanese space agency there, the Chinese, why is it all radio silence? That in my gut is going, something sus is going on there. So a total non-answer there. Sorry about that, Mark. What do you think about it though as well? Again, it's not a hard-held belief on my point there. And Steffi, send a wow signal. So I would love to, Steffi, and I'm trying to figure out ways we can do it. But to broadcast, you need a license to do that, and I'm not sure I'd get permission to send the wow signal out there, but I'd love to. The other thing is that to actually send it on this frequency, which is where we would expect to have that signal, so we'd want to be transmitting it on that, because that's where we think aliens will be listening as well. We're not allowed to transmit on it. It's for listening only at the minute there, because it's so useful for radio science there, for radio astronomy, to learn about the universe. There'll always be eyes and ears on this frequency there, regardless of what your communication technology. You'll always monitor this for those scientific purposes. So then if you want a message to be found, this is the best place to park it. Out of all the thousands of channels on the radio dial, that is where you'd expect to see it there. Your sense is telling you the same. Love it, Maya. Because you've been in connection with that sort of thing, haven't you? The whole time. You've been like, literally, as it's come in, you've had all of these, and it's a different range, isn't it, of I need a better word for it. I want to say senses, but it's not quite doing it justice there. And Darren has the R2 Swan left now. I've never heard anything more about it. Darren, so brilliant. Swan was a fantastic comet. Fantastic comet. I think that's the other one's Lemon as well, but Swan wasn't like Atlas. Atlas was interesting because it was an interstellar comet there, and so it had come from outside of our solar system, whereas Swan and Lemon and some of the others they were, as far as we can tell, they were just solar system comets. They were cool ones, they were really bright and awesome, and they're on very long eccentric orbits there, so they take a long time to come back around, but they were kind of getting caught up because everybody's interested in Atlas there, so it wasn't anomalous, or potentially as anomalous as Atlas with that one. So I think it's just done its thing, and can't come through there. But it was a beautiful thing there as well. And you agree, Mark, as well. Excellent. But I mean, I can definitely be wrong. I have been wrong a few times. So always go with your gut on that one, Steffi. But why listening if you can't respond? It's like watching a screen and you can't touch it. I get that, and I'd love to be able to respond as well. But there's a couple of reasons why. Well, firstly, that even if we got a message through, even if we couldn't understand what the message says, it's confirmation. It's hard data confirmation that people wouldn't really be able to argue with. So that is a full-on eureka moment. That in of itself, for me and for a lot of people, would just be exciting enough to know that we have got an intelligent radio signal, not from this planet coming in there. But yeah, and also the distances involved as well. So we've currently, you guys can't see it over on TikTok because it's behind this part of the screen here, but you can on YouTube and Twitch at The Thing UFO if you want to check out. They've got live sky that are in range there. And currently in our dish range there is a star called Difter, and that is 96.3 light years away, and if there was to get a signal from that star, it'd be 104.31 gigawatts of power. That's a phenomenal amount of power to transmit to that star. So for example, if we did get a signal from Difter there, because of the light years there, the 96.3 light years, that means that signal would have had to have been sent 96.3 years ago. So then if we did want to even if we could and was allowed to transmit on the frequency, that two-way conversation would take nearly 200 years. Like for them to would get the signal, it would have 100 years since they sent it, and then they'd have to wait 100 years for our signal, 96 point whatever years, to get that back there. So it's not really practical having the conversations, but for us it's exciting enough. But I do, Steffi, I totally get, you know, that you want to be able to interact with it, and I think we'd love, I think, to be able to do maybe a symbolic signal at some point there. Exactly there. And Red Guard, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us tonight? Thank you for the follow, guys. If you are joining us for the first time, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt. We're searching a frequency called the hydrogen line. That is the yellow line at the top of the screen there, where scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And just like in the 1970s, we may have heard just that. The infamous wow signal was detected at right there at the top of the screen. And that's what we're trying to do tonight. We're trying to get that as well. Oh, Red Guard as well. And Mikhail, thank you for the gifts, guys. Very kind. All the gifts, the subs, the patrons do go back into the stream, helping us improve the equipment and things like that. But yes, that is what we're doing. We're searching, hopefully going to get a nice clear spike at the top of the screen there, searching for our very own wow signal there. Thanks for that. No worries, Darren. I mean, basically, if you've got a sort of question, don't be afraid to ask it. There are no silly questions here, and you don't even have to agree with me. This is how we all learn, isn't it? By bringing in that new information there. So we'd just love to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on the phenomena there as well. Maya, I just feel this is the calm before the storm. It could well be. I know what you mean with that, actually. That I can relate to with it as well. And well, Banks on, how are you doing? What do you mean on? But it's good to have you all in here. So yeah, we're doing the live alien radio signal hunt, but it's not just the wow signal we heard in the 70s. Actually, there's been a few more, but quite recently, and they're all roughly in this sort of area here, that place, the channel on the radio dial where we would expect it to come from. There. And then recently, we've mentioned this a couple of times tonight, because when I discovered this, I was very excited by it. But we have had quite recently detected signals from a very close neighbour, a star called Ross 128, I think it is. But the interesting thing about Ross 128 is that we know it has planets in orbit. We've detected them, and we strongly believe that at least one of those planets, maybe more, is habitable, has all of the ingredients, the right heat, temperature away from the sun, all that sort of stuff to potentially host life. And you know what? We've detected signals that may well be from there. Scientists are going to go, oh, it's probably just a satellite passing over, but they can't prove it. The same way that we can't fully prove that it did come from there. But for me, that's a really interesting candidate to put on the list of interest there. I think we should be spending a lot more time in it. And Simon, did you leave the signal on when you're not on here, just in case? Oh, Simon, good question. Sadly not, because it's my work laptop and I have to take my laptop out and about with it. But it is on the list there. So once I've finished paying off the stream computer, we're going to get another one. It doesn't have to be as powerful. In fact, it's only a few quid. It's not too expensive at all. But we're going to get a separate computer, and that will run this radio SETI stuff, and I'm working on software at the minute which will basically allow you to have a view-only version of our screen, and you can log into it at any time. So we'll come on, do the streams, but you guys will be able to log in, probably do it to Patreons because it costs us money with the hosting there, but you guys will be able to log in, and you can then monitor it casually when you want to, in your own free time there, and hopefully kind of like, screenshot and tag certain signals is what we're working on at the minute there. So hopefully we'll be able to do that one. And Tinfoil has some interesting info. The wow signal happened the day before Elvis. I didn't know that, actually. I didn't know that. But it said they've asked him to come home. But it also, didn't it? It happened only a couple of years after we sent our own wow signal out. The only time humanity has sent out a hello. We're humans, we're on the third planet from our star, blah, blah, blah. The only time we sent that out was once through the Arecibo radio telescope there. It was also our most powerful radio transmitter because it was a space radar. And we sent that signal out once, just a few years before the wow signal was received. Some say it's a coincidence there. Can you watch Zach on video? Wow. I don't know. I don't know him. You have to tag us in it, because I'll totally forget after the stream there. He said it all. What sort of things? Because I probably will forget. What sort of things was he saying about it? I'd love to hear. There's definitely there. And Mark, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Good, and it's a good idea, Simon. We're on the same page. I'll expect to see you signing up for it. We'll do it in shifts. You do 12 hours. We get A up doing another 12 hours, and we're always covered, aren't we, Simon? And as Maya says, yes, thank you for the follows though. And where are we? Let me go through here as well. Neil, hello, and thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
He was starting to wire me up there. Right, over on the YouTube, I've been too caught up on TikTok. Let me have a look. Sky squid. I also love that. It is a sky squid, isn't it? Yeah, so Kate Mayer. Kate likes the sky squid picture there as well. And Waka wants the deal with the UFOs producing lasers. I'm seeing more sightings locally and abroad. I haven't seen many with the lasers, but it would make sense, isn't it? You know, they talk about lasers for mining and stuff like that, but also they're useful for scanning and stuff. So, I mean, lasers would make sense as a very useful tool for UFOs and stuff like that there, because they're just so useful to operate within the environment. Who was it? Was it the underwater UFO base when we did our last Patreon deep dive? We were looking at the whistleblower that claimed to have the knowledge and did a Q&A on this underwater UFO manufacturing facility out in was it in the Bermuda Triangle? He was saying it was there, and he was talking about the different types of UFO craft that are kind of built to purpose, built to spec for per mission, and there were mining ones, there was research and scanning, and he was talking, I think, about lasers and stuff in context there. But if you guys want to listen to that one back, they're all up on our Patreon, and it's free for the first month if you use the link in our bio there. But we're going to be doing another live Patreon deep dive on the Oppenheimer-Einstein treaty relating to the UFOs and alien treaty there. And it's going to be this Friday at 11 p.m. at UK time. So do join us over for that if you like the deep dives there. Really get into a long look there, stretch the old grey matter with these things. And Bill Oumuamua did similar. Now, Oumuamua to me is actually more interesting. That non-gravitational movement there, and again, no signs of outgassing at all. I think we overlooked Oumuamua massively there. And let me just catch it up there as well. And Maya, and Maya and Simon.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. Let me just finish off the older YouTube comments. And have we seen Alan tonight, or have we all been serious? Actually, we've not seen much of Alan, but we'll put Alan in his spaceship, I'm sure, at some point tonight. Imagine us being first contact. This is our mascot. His name is Alan. Could you imagine? Well, could you imagine? Because these signals are rare, like so rare. Like if we did get that clear spike on the screen, it would be front page news job. We've said it before, but they are so rare, and they're so clear, the signals as well. You know, look, people can see the frequencies we're on, all of the data, the messages is recorded there. So can you imagine the headlines there? Streamers detect alien life, or potential alien life. You know, it'd be funny there. Sam, have you not tried to book a place on a future Blue Origin flight? I've not got the money. I wish. I would love to, but I've also got goddamn awful balance, which is really, really frustrating. I get vertigo so easy now. If I go up like 2 steps on the ladder, I fall off. But I love the idea of space. I would love to go to space, but the idea of not being able to get an horizon, because there is no horizon, there is no up in space, is there? I think I would have a very bad time, but I'd still do it if I had the chance there. There was Oumuamua Interstellar too. Oumuamua was interstellar. So we've detected, I think, currently 3 interstellar objects, hence why the number 3 is in Atlas's name there. So we had Oumuamua was the first one, and then is it 2I Borislav, which was actually earlier than Oumuamua, but we didn't realise until we went over the data later on there. And then the third one is in 3I Atlas there. Right, now let's go back over to the TikToks there. Where are we? Let me just scroll to the thing. Mark, thank you for the follow there, and Ferio as well, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard, guys. If you are joining us for the first time, do give us a follow. We do this basically every night. If we're not doing this, we're doing a live UFO UAP Skywatch. Here's some footage, because we're based in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and just down the road from Stonehenge. So these skies are very strange and anomalous. So if it's clear, we're doing that. If it's not, we are doing this there. Those were in the Matrix. Oh god, they were, weren't they, Mao? The old sky squids there. Steffi tagged us in real. Thank you, Steffi. I'll have to have a look at that one. It'll probably be after the stream. But I appreciate that. It's the only way I remember. I come off the stream so drained, and then I forget there. But if I've got a message or a tag, then I do tend to catch it there. So thank you for that one. And Joe, hi mate, good to be back in the stream. Thank you, Joe. It's good to have you in. As well, I wanted to ask you, is there a UK equivalent of Area 51? So they do say, or they used to say anyway, Rudall Manor, which was an RAF base there. And for me, I know that's where they did a lot of like the research side of it, but not in the Area 51, as in where they probably keep the craft. That never fitted for me there. I think typically the UK Americans, so it will probably be in a warehouse somewhere. Just on an industrial estate with a slightly higher fence. You know, knowing us, that's probably what will happen there. Probably be through BAE Systems or even Honeywell are associated to the phenomena there. They're big contractors in the UK. But it probably would be not quite in plain sight, but I don't think it would be. In fact, some of the American UFO craft are reported to now be, they've got so bloody many of them, and they're not necessarily doing stuff, so they didn't need the full Area 51 setup. They're in, reports that they are, just out in these industrial areas, quite out amongst things there. And Steffi is well, thank you for the follow and appreciate all of that there. And Sam, when you go for I go with it's so jumpy this evening. You're going to go with us, yeah. I was supposed to say, just take for a second, oh yeah, but we can't say the other thing on stream. I'll be jumpy now you said that. That is such cool footage there, the old sky squid. Oh, don't you get me jumpy there. It's called Area 67, yeah. Heard Island gets a lot of UAP reports for Asia now. Wacker, you're not wrong there. We've, for a while, had quite a lot of viewers over in Ireland, and again, absolutely everywhere. Ireland, Scotland as well, another massive hotspot there. And again, Wales as well. Seems to be all of because these are sort of much less populated, aren't they, areas? So maybe there's a connection there. Or maybe it's something else that's going on there. Mark, you got a proper radio. Thank you, Mark. It's a bit weird for TikTok, isn't it? But hey, it works there. But yeah, so I mean, what's the other? Oh, that was it. It was. I'm gonna have to get my notes on that to read the name of this. So keep saying there's only ever been a handful of potential alien radio signals ever detected. But what are those handfuls? So we're talking about Ross 128. Was it 128? I think it was. Where is it? Yeah, 128 there, or the weird signal. That's a very close by star that has an exoplanet that is in habitable zones. Why that is of interest there. But if you've been with us before, you probably remember a lot of people come back to us and say, oh, do you remember the SETI at Home project there, which was a screensaver you could download, and then when your computer was asleep, it would help SETI process the data in the background, helping them understand the stuff there. I disagree. I'm not good for defence there, Mayor. I'm the Scooby-Doo. If you're coming to me for safety, you're in the wrong place here. Soothing voice from Simon. Always flattering. Thank you, Simon. But yeah, so there was that SETI at Home when people go, is it still going? And it isn't at the minute, but they are looking, aren't they, to bring that back in a sort of an app form. And hopefully they do, because I think it's such a great one, wasn't it, for engagement there. But the rumour is that they did detect something, and they did. Now they've again claimed that they can't say that it's anything other than interference there. But where are we? Oh my god, my eyes are tonight. I can't even see half the chat. I'm straining away now tonight. Sorry. Oh, Bougie's in. Hello, Bougie. How are you doing? We're doing another alien radio signal hunt tonight, searching for those signals there. But yes, the SETI at Home project apparently did have a signal that they detected there. So it was. Get ready for this one. This is a really catchy name here. SHGB02+14A. Real ring to it, like the WOW signal though, and that is, isn't it? But yeah, it was detected again right in this area here, right where we would expect these signals to be detected and sent on there. And again, it had like weird geometric behavior to the signal stuff. Again, very, very non-organic there. And I wonder where that was in the night sky though. Also rapid drift as well. So if you see the frequency drifting across the range there, that could be something called Doppler shift, which is what happens if the signal source is moving away from you or towards you there. It will change it ever so slightly there. Again, another sign that it is it's not a satellite just passing by. It is actually, a transmitter on another body. There's these little clues that point to the picture that something here could be going on there. High pitch again, Mayor. He's definitely having a bit of a rough ride with that. Bougie, good, thanks, how are you? I am good as well. We're in a happy place for all of you guys searching the stars. Glad to hear you are well. So yeah, we're talking, aren't we, about those other signals here. We talk a lot about the WOW signal, but we're going over tonight the other potential alien radio signals discovered in this sort of frequency range here. And there's actually a reasonable amount there. Where are we? There, Whacker on YouTube as well. When the UFO turns on the invisibility cloak, but you can still see the shadow. Yes. Well, this is the thing. People go, why do we get such rubbish, blurry images? Why are we always using a potato to take the pictures of these UFOs? Well, it might not be our fault at all. Part of how these are theorized, again, it's another one of our Patreon deep dives. We looked at the scientific paper on how you could have a real life warp drive technology without breaking physics there by a proper scientist and all that, and we read through the paper there. But part of that and how they may be functioning here is, bending gravity there, and it affects light, gravitational lensing, things like this. And part of that as a byproduct would probably mean that these are blurry. They're going to bend and mess with the light as we see it there. So maybe it's not as straightforward as we first would imagine with that. Let alone try and take a picture at night. It's pretty difficult anyway, isn't it? There. But yeah, if you want to check out those deep dives, we're going to be doing another live one this Friday night at 11 p.m. UK time, looking at the Einstein-Oppenheimer treaty with the aliens and stuff like that. Should be an interesting read through, 11 p.m. UK time, and it's free if you use the link in our bio for the first month. You can also then max out and watch all of the past ones back there. So I hope you'll join us for that one. And Booge as well, thank you for the shares. It's those likes and those shares that do help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena, so we can all piece this puzzle together there. And DJ Fonzo, what's the weirdest thing you have heard? So the weirdest thing, we've not really had a lot of massively weird things. The last week we were seeing, bar the last few days, but the week before last few days, if that makes sense, the background noise was weird, was playing upside left, right and centre. It could be organic still, could quite easily be, again, a natural product of the galaxy and all the celestial bodies moving around doing their thing, but that was weird. We haven't had the Eureka ourselves yet, but as we're discussing on this frequency range, there has been a number of interesting signals detected, so our odds are quite good at detecting it there, but it's still a bit of a lottery. Any signal will only be on screen for between 30 and 90 seconds. We have to pay attention, we have to put in the effort to do that one. They're very rare. They do happen there. But yeah, these distances out, as the Earth rotates, the dish will sweep across the sky, and it'll only be passing over an inhabited planet that we're sending a signal for a very short period, 30 to 90 seconds there. And again, we have to be over the right planet at the right time, so it is a numbers game there. But if you want to see more of the screen, see which star systems we are passing over there, we are at The Thing, a UFO, on TikTok and Twitch, and you can see a horizontal version of the output here. Very good for the live UFO skywatchers, seeing more of the screens and all the things moving around. But also, behind me now, you can see the actual sky map there, see which stars are in range of our dish, and it updates as the night goes on. And we're also doing extra analysis in the top left there, and in the top right we've got more information on those stars. There's loads more going on those platforms, but if you actually could do us a favour from us there as a backup as well, because you never want to just trust a one platform, especially with how janky it's being lately, isn't it, guys? Cosmic and I have been having them. I have questions, I bet. And it's not just, who else was it as well? It wasn't just Cosmic. There was another couple of people. I don't think they've been in for a while, but there have been a real correlation to the activity of stuff that is going on up there as well. And Groove, welcome aboard. Good to have you in. Thank you for the follow. Let us know where you're joining us from tonight. If you are new here, do give us a follow. As I say, we do this every night so that it's cloudy. If it's not cloudy, we are searching the skies for UFOs and a UAP up there. And you hopefully get a notification, hopefully, when we go live there. The crew have been up and down. I totally feel that one as well. And where's my little, close this little box up here so I can see some of the messages for once. Where are we? Tickers, you got to be in it to win it. Exactly, Tickers, that is the thing. And that's the part that I don't get about the scientific community there. You think they're meant to be curious. Now, don't get me wrong, science is a very, very, very valuable tool here. We need to be so very grateful to it for so many things. For the equipment that we are using tonight to do this, we can't discount it, we can't tar it all with the same brush. But there does seem to be this attitude, doesn't there? There's no treasure hunter attitude out there, which is, scientific community. Well, we haven't seen evidence yet, so why would we invest the resources to look for it? That just sounds the wrong way around for me. No, you wouldn't want to invest all of your resources on it, but you might want to put some. And, you know, we've all heard that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Well, extraordinary evidence, requires extraordinary funding. Do you know how much they will spend to study the ever so slight migration pattern of a bird that isn't in danger? You know, there's no real knowledge to it, or a snail species. They'll spend absolute millions on that. And do you know how much SETI gets now currently from government? Nothing. So where is the evidence? We're not paying for it, lads. You know, where is the attitude of discovery there? You don't know what you'll find in your log, and it's very plausible that there will be lots of life out there in the universe. So I think we need to be looking a bit more. How you doing, Carl? Good to see you in there. And Marcus, thank you for the heart. That's very kind, mate. How are you doing tonight, Marcus? And Carl too there. And Mark as well. See the ice wall. Strange things saying no-fly zone. And don't you wonder why? The question of why, you know, like, we have our status quo, don't we? We have our functional understandings of the world, and it gets most people through day to day. But I have questions, as Mad does. We've got questions here. And I think that's where the fun lies, isn't it? The possibility, the mystery, the things that might not be as they seem there. That's where the possibility lies, isn't it? Otherwise, it's just the boring, same old day-to-day there. And Marcus, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
There's all hydration. Thank you, man. I need to have a drink. Robin as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Why has Shepsy been prevented from posting? I can only imagine it's so offensive. Now, TikTok's been playing up. Loads of our regulars keep getting muted, banned, and kicked off the stream. I mean, we've had trouble. They've closed the stream down for a few times, and you thought this wouldn't be particularly offensive, would you? But yeah, no, TikTok is having a bit of a sulk at the minute there. And Marcus, good to see you there, matey. Sees him as well. In fact, are there any satellites or International Space Station-like bodies we can see by eye? So you are right, there are. So if you've got, depending on how much light pollution you've got in your area, and obviously clouds, but you can see satellites by eye, and that's one of the things that blew me away moving here to the country, looking up and going, that's a lovely clear sky. God, so many stars. What is that flying over? And when we're doing the skywatches, if I play the little video, keep an eye out for movement. Move my car. See those little dots flying around there? The little movements in it? That is the sort of things you can see by eye flying around up there. But the International Space Station, you can definitely see that by eye, because that is so big, so bright and fast. And it's caught me out a few times. Literally called the missus downstairs, got her out of bed, went, look, we've got a UFO flying over the house, because it was so big and so bright and fast there flying over. And if you catch it at the right angle and it's directly over you as well, like, you are going to be fully, that's a UFO. It is so strange. You got to check, obviously, oh no, it is the ISS, and then be disappointed there. Definitely, Mayor. I'll see you in a bit then. I'm waiting for my tickets. Yeah, you're on the list next. It's normally you that gets banned from these platforms. Yes. Oh, she's not banned now. There you go. Yeah, you're up there. Oh, you have somebody muted. I wonder if TikTok does that as well by things. You've questioned the TikTok there, Tickers. Respect to you, Mark, as well. And thank you for coming in. I love the questions. I love the conversation around all of this. As well, Starlink, you can see Starlink. I forgot about Starlink, yeah, and that is a sight to behold. In the lines when they're first done and they're stretching out, because when they're first done, they're so close together, they look like a bar, like a solid line just flying across the sky. When they start to separate out, you see all the dots. It's like a little bit of a fleet of UFOs, and no wonder if you're not expecting it that you're going to get caught out by that as well. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Doing the modding. You've been watching Trigger Point. I don't know what's Trigger Point. Where are we in the? I see Ariane 6, a Sentinel 1D was launched there. Oh, I didn't get the first part of that one, Bill. It says message redacted, so I don't know. Maybe YouTube has decided that was offensive. Probably wasn't. It's their filters. Might have to reword the first part of that one. Bill, I'd love to hear about that one. So it is strange. There's lots of strange stuff going on at the minute, isn't there? To the point where I'm, kind of want to just ride it out and to get back to normal a second. But hey ho, we persist. The horrors persist, but so do I. So what do we have there? Yes, we're talking about the SETI at home detecting that signal, and that it means a very good candidate as well there. And to think, you never know whose computer that was that processed that bit of data there, that technically discovered that one. But yeah, we're going back to, again, well, I think it's going to be my new favourite one here. Obviously the WOW is always going to have the crown. It's called the WOW signal for a reason. But Ross 128 there, that red dwarf star, that is, how close is Ross? Is it like 9 light years, I want to say? I think it's quite close. It's 9 light years from us. They're a red dwarf star that we know has planets, and we know that, I very strongly believe that some of those planets are in the habitable zone. And yeah, we detected a signal potentially coming from there. It's, you know, I think that really, that's cool, and it being so close to there, like possible that we've, even with our current technology, we wouldn't be able to do it in our lifetime, but we could potentially send probes there, because we're talking, aren't we, about sending probes to is it Sirius, our closest neighbour there. Speaking of Sirius as well, we have also potentially detected something coming from there. So it's the BLC-1 signal there, the breakthrough listen candidate 1. Again, they said it's probably a weird radio artifact. They're probably not aliens, but where's the evidence? Could you replicate that? And I think is that, and the rumour is on the inside, is that it is actually a very interesting signal that you can tune into. And Sirius, it's Sirius, no, it's Proxima. What am I thinking there? Let me find it on my list there. Proxima Centauri, there we go. Yeah, so that's it. So Proxima Centauri, so close to us there, 5 light years, our closest stellar neighbour there. And there may be signals from it, and they are in the range, aren't they? 5 light years, that means it's only 5 years for that signal to pass through us. So they would have received our television signals, our radar, and all of that well by now. And likewise to us. Now, television and radio signals and stuff like that aren't very strong. So even though we could have been receiving theirs, it's very unlikely we'd be able to pick them up clear enough to notice and filter them out. But that's what that red box is doing, actually. Perfect timing. Letting us, having a look to see if any of that sort of stuff comes through there. Where are we? See, I told you it's strange. It is strange. TikTok is definitely weird, and thanks for that. Yeah, thanks for unbanning her. I'll subtly put it back there, because you're a bit disruptive, aren't you, Lemon? I propose we go into hibernation. Oh, how many days annual leave have I got? Could I get away with going into hibernation? I'm tempted. I'm partly tempted there, Mayor. But I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to stick to the routines there. Let 3i pass over. Well, it should be. It is going in that direction now. So hopefully we are on the wind down of those effects there as well. They'll have to figure out a new thing to be talking about in chat, won't they? But yeah, so we got plenty of interesting signals to be hopefully re-hearing for as well. I'm going to have to figure out where in the sky. That was it. That's what I was going to do. I didn't have time today. Maybe I'll do it while I'm eating dinner tonight after the stream. But the map that is behind us now, that again, you guys on TikTok cannot see it, but you can see it over on YouTube and Twitch. So if you want to do that, @ the thing UFO. But behind me, yeah, you've got the live sky map, which updates as the Earth rotates. You can see the little target symbol, which is where our dish is pointing, basically, and you watch the stars pass by. So currently, Difta, the star that is 96.3 light years away, is in range for us there. And again, so you can see all that there. You can see all the other constellations coming into view. But I wanted to add some little targets to this as well. So I wanted to start labelling where on the sky these previous signals we believe have come from there. So then when they do come into range, we can go, this is where X, Y, or Z was what we think has come from, or this is where this particular alien species we do think has come from, and all that sort of stuff like that. I thought that'd be quite cool to work with. Seeing if there's any correlations there as well. But it's not just the sky view that you get to see over on TikTok and YouTube. It is on overside here and here. We've got the audio waveform analysis there, so it's taking the audio from the signal there and it's analysing that waveform, comparing it to past signals, and up there we have got the actual information on the stars, so to how many light years away it is, the power of a frequency for us to be able to hear it from here, how much energy they'd have to put into that radio frequency, radio signal there, 104.31 gigawatts, that's phenomenal, and how many known exoplanets around the body. An exoplanet is a planet in orbit of a star that isn't our own, basically. Tag where Alan come from as well, that's a good idea. I always thought Alan came from Vega there. Hydration, yeah, I'll have a drink. and Mayor, everybody thank Mayor for the treasure box. Don't forget to claim it there. And for the shares, Mayor and Mark, I do appreciate that, helping us reach more and more like-minded people there. And Mark gets me the message, apparently. Does it now? Does it know me? They weren't made it up. Oh, sorry, Mark. You might have to word that one again. I'm not sure. Gets me the message, apparently. Does it know me that they weren't made it up? I don't know. Which one was that might have been made up? Sorry, my eyes are going at the minute, so I might just be very tired and not quite reading it right there. And yeah, we'll definitely tag. Yeah, there you go. Perfect use of the stickers there. I could definitely do with a good hibernation. Kate, I feel you there. I do feel you there. But yeah, so we're working on that. We're going to work, I think, trying to get those on the screen, those locations there as well. But also, and you guys can monitor this at any time, hopefully. So you'll be able to log in. And if you feel like it, I know a lot of you guys use Flight Radar and sort of similar apps to track what's going on and keep an eye on things. But yeah, you'll be able to log in, hopefully, and then to kind of observe and take like little screenshots, which will then notify us of any good signals that you see. I'm sure it'll break a lot though. But yeah, we're always trying to do it. What did we call the system in the end? The acronym was ALAN, but I can't remember what it stands for. Alien Listening something network. Because we're going to have the same symptoms. This is along with unsettled feeling all day. I mean, I kind of have an unsettled feeling like just perpetually most of the time, so I probably wouldn't notice the difference so much in that one. It just goes in and out there. But definitely, yeah, like, I mean, it's not just you guys, is it? There is, who else was saying the other day, and there was a correlation. I think it was the headaches again, or the migraines. There's about 3 people in the chat that were having the same, and it was all the same time frame. So again, are we more connected to these celestial events, the things that are going on up there? Like we're all connected to the moon, and we're starting to accept that a bit more now. Are we a little bit more in touch to all of these things that's kind of going on up there? Is 3i Atlas being such an alien object to our solar system? Is it setting some things off, setting some things out of whack there? I need sage. Is that sage as in code word for the thing that we can't say on the stream, or is it you actually want to sage your house quickly for that? And our message received. Apparently, there you go. We have we made it up? Considering the reports of Free Atlas are kind of self-destructive. So I suspect at the minute I'm leaning towards that it's yeah, that the signals are possibly made up, only because the only times that I've seen them are from very much AI scripted made videos there, and AI by itself is not necessarily a bad thing there, but it does obviously allow people to make claims, get clicks, and then not have any responsibility for them that don't come true. So I want to see that from other sources, and again, I haven't heard what I would expect to see in that case, because again, these signals, unless they are so faint there that only the biggest boys can pick them up with the biggest radio telescopes, I would expect other people to be detecting things like that as well. So, but what I would imagine would happen but those signals are detected and then they're accepted, but not necessarily for the same thing. I imagine the scientific community would come out and say, well, we've always expected a comet to release signals like this if the weather's right and it feels like it, and then our community go, but look, it looks like a clear bloody signal. And that's kind of when I take that, but it might not be fully right. You know, it might mean that we're missing out on some information there, but that's kind of like my filter for it there. It's a full moon today and tomorrow. Correlation there. If it wasn't raining, we could have done a moon stream there. Now I'm going for a sage and a cleanse on my... For me, though, sage is always going to mean the other thing. In my head, that's just what I imagine there. Binary code. I mean, it could be. It could be. This is the thing now, that if somebody did have information they didn't want to get out, these are the channels that they would go through, isn't it? So, like, you don't want to necessarily write off everything there, but you kind of have to, for me anyway, have to look for other markers, other indicators there to kind of pass it through. The thing that does make me a little bit sus again is that radio silence on Free Atlas there. Again, I don't think any of the evidence that has been presented that has kind of been agreed upon that's been observed, I don't think any of that is enough to sway it. There's enough to sway it for me anyway. But it's that radio silence there. Like, it makes me think then, right, well, if the agency, what have they all got in common? Well, they've all got access to a similar level of technology there. Now, lots of people have really, really good telescopes, really good visual and radio telescopes now. There's a lot of private companies that have larger dishes and things like this as well. So to keep a clear observation a secret is quite difficult, unless it is that really, really top-end kit that can only detect it. And that's where my gut goes, maybe that's why all of the space agencies are keeping quiet, because they're all of that level. They've all seen the same information, they're all deciding how to play it there. The flip of that, they may have seen something, but it may not mean that we'd have to worry, is that, and I've only had this, I need to check it out myself there, but I do trust AUP as well. It's a very committed member of our community who has so many awesome things that they find for our stream and the knowledge around there. And they mentioned that so the pictures the European Space Agency took when 3i went past Mars, one was released, and again it was a little dot one, which is probably what most of them are going to be like there, but they've kept the others back. But she also said that it was, how is it, that they were planning on releasing some images, not many, like in a few months time, like next year time. Why wait that long? But then some of them were going to be kept back until 2090, which sounds like the old Freedom of Information timelines here. So it's like, why would you hold stuff like that back? It's a scientific thing, it's the talk of the town. At the minute, they're the most valuable now. So if it is true that they are purposely holding those things back, and for a 2090, well, that just means for me that, okay, maybe it was alien and they just don't want to tell us, and they're going to make that somebody else's problem to tell it later on there. But we're getting in the realms of speculation. But it's interesting to think, isn't it? You know, what is going on there as well. And Adam, thank you for the gifts, and Carl as well. Guys as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
Oh, and Alan.
Remember to join our Discord. Link in our TikTok bio.
Yeah, remember to join us over there. We've got a really cool community over there that a lot of you are sharing personal accounts, awesome personal first-hand experiences with the phenomena there, like images and videos too. You can add yours or just read through the cool comments. The interesting things tab, where again, and the Free Eye Atlas section as well, where again AUP is putting loads of really good stuff, and Harco as well, some other people, really, really good information. Kate's a few good ones in there as well, all about the information, of the latest news and whatnot. So do join us over there, and the link is in the bio for that one. Also, the monthly movie club is still voting on that one at the minute. I wonder where the vote is and what we're going to be watching next month, though. And where are we? Let's have a look at the older YouTuber comments there. And Sam, have you seen Watch the Skies movie? It's Swedish, but it's dubbed into English. But it's similar to what you're doing. It's pretty good. Is it a recent one? No, because that was an English one that I saw recently. I don't think I have. There was one I watched recently about some guys that were doing, again, sort of a similar thing like this. They were tracking satellites as well as a bit of SETI, but they were most of the film they were sat in a car. It wasn't that one, is it? It's not that film, is it? I want to say that because I thought it was dubbed, but then I'm like, but it's based in England, so I might not have seen it. Ed and Kate as well. I just had a higher pitch noise in my ear. I don't get that much. There's another correlation there. Kate's getting symptoms too. Oh, the Otis is squawking. Scorpio with the moon rising now. And Shepsy's off. Night. Well, we're going to be off soon anyway, Shepsy. And Ticker's there. Thank you for joining us. It's always awesome to have you guys in there. And hopefully you won't get muted next time. There. And Jammy, why would they hold images back, especially if it was not a comet? What do they think we would do, though? I mean, that is the question, isn't it? Now, I don't 100%, I haven't looked at that for that to confirm that one, but I do trust AUP there. So I think it's probably true. But why would they? If it is a comet, why are they holding images back? There's nothing secretive about that. The science, they still claimed it. That, it doesn't make sense at all, does it? There. So that the only reason I could think to justify that is that there is something there that I go, let's deal with that later, because that is the thing of scientists there. Even if we get rid of all the conspiracies and the ideas of, we're going to keep all of the UFO stuff a secret there. End of the day, scientists are human. They like to do their little thing there, and they don't like to be bothered with a lot of questions. And definitely in the UFO stuff. definitely in the UFO field, that have multiple scientists and organisations have said, we wouldn't want to tell anybody because the press would ask us how many fingers they got, are they green, are they a threat, when are they coming, what do they want? And when at the end of the day, if they've just got a signal, all they may and probably would know is that there is a signal. That is it. They wouldn't have the other answers, and they don't want to be bothered with the rest of it. So maybe that's why they're going, we'll just put it back to then. That's the longest date we can leave it, and then that's somebody else's problem in the future. Or maybe it'll already come out and they won't have to deal with it. Sounds very counter-science there. 60 and 25. I know, Mao. Gone are the heady days of summer there with 130 odd regularly. We would panic, personal opinion. Mark, I think there would be a very, very strong component with that. I think it depends. There would always be an element of panic, but to the degree and how long it lasts would be the next question. So there's always the people that are very rigid in their beliefs. That can be religious and it can be social. I mean, just look at how other sort of how skeptics are, how rigid they are with things there. That would crush their worldview. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them there is counter, and that's very unstable. So a lot of people would get upset like that. The more rigid they are their beliefs, the more they would suffer from that. So there'd always be a bit of friction. But I think my point is that if that is the reality, that there is aliens out there and that they can come by and visit us, we need to know sooner rather than later, because what will happen is it's physics. You pull that elastic band, and at some point it's just going to snap back. So the further you've pulled it for, the harder that's going to slap when it comes back. So whatever the pain, we've got to get it out of the way, and we've got to do it. Now you can, I think, ease people into it. You can lower the tension on the band there by choice, and they may be doing that. I mean, just look at what's coming out, what's in the news, how the culture is ever so slightly changing around the subject. Maybe, they are softening us up for something there. Dan Paul, how you doing? Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. And Jammy over on Twitch. You imagine how much those scientists around the world could help if they shared the data. That is the thing. And this is just our world. This is just the UFO world, but they are the same in all of the other worlds too. And there is so much going on. It's weird. It is weird, isn't it? But psychology is absolutely fascinating. And I think that's the tool. Psychology and sociology are the tools that we do not often apply to this subject. So like if you guys are interested in the old ancient history world, and is there a previous civilization and stuff like that, and the argument is that the Egyptologists go, well, they used copper chisels to carve these wonderful statues and build the pyramids and stuff like that, and then engineers go, well, I know how to make this stuff, and no way in hell are you doing that. It's like, well, the archaeologists there aren't getting the necessary skills to do the job of understanding. And I think we don't use psychology and sociology enough. I think when we're implying understanding how we process information and how we would handle these sorts of things, and how we understand what we see there, I think that's the missing component there. Where are we? Over on the YouTubes as well there. Oh, that is the one. Excellent. Yeah, I did enjoy the film. I did enjoy that one. And it's only recently, like a week or two, or maybe a month ago, that I saw it. Mostly in the back of the car. It did look snug. It's going to get a re-release. Dubbed into English by AI. Because I looked at it and it did look a bit funny. And I was like, is this dubbed? And then I go, but I think I recognise the actor. And then I think it's set over here. And it's so, but then I kind of lost it. So, yeah, but it's worth seeing that one. Again, it's all the sort of thing we are doing here as well. And Paul, I have an abduction story. Do you want me to tell it? Paul, 100%. We honestly, we've got a wonderful community, and honestly, people are so amazing and sharing stories. Like hopefully you will as well. And the abduction stuff, though, doesn't come up a lot. It's very, very rare. So, I mean, we would absolutely love to hear about it there as well. And if you want to tell it, so it doesn't just disappear after the stream, if you want to join our Discord community as well, again, we've got a personal experiences section there that's perfect for sharing things like that, and it doesn't just disappear after the stream. But the link in bio for that one. I write it. I love it, Paul. I love to, I mean, because I think we've had one other person, maybe, or there might be the second one that mentioned possibly the other day, actually, but so rare there. And that's the one thing that I've taken from doing this stream, is that how common sightings are in general, like UFO sightings. And they're amazing, and some of them are a lot more amazing than others there, but there's something going on, and lots of us are seeing it. But the abduction side of things, you know, I haven't seen that information as much. I haven't been able to paint as much of a picture and change my understanding of it. There, John, hello, and thank you for the heart. Very kind of you, matey. I hope you're well. I will be winding up very, very shortly, though. So I'll just give you a heads up before that one. We are up to date there. We would be so much further advanced if people would share information. You look at things like AI technology, they have used it for years and slowly dripping out what they want us to have. Well, yeah, we know they see technology, don't they? And they do purport, don't they? Is it obviously memory metal, Velcro, Teflon, lasers, things like this? They do theorize. The semiconductor, the microchip there, are all theorized to be leaked technology from the reverse engineering programs seeded through Bell Labs. It would make sense that they're doing other stuff still tonight there. And Andre, I notice have to go. Night, and thank you. Andre, I notice say... Oh, sorry, no, Andre, oh my God. I'm just seeing the A there and reading ahead there. Amanda Panda, I'm so sorry, Amanda, getting you around the way. Amanda Panda says, good night to you there, Alan. Says, good night. Great to have you in. Oh, and James, thank you for the gifts. It's very kind. It all goes back into the stream there, helping us improve on what we do. How are you doing, James? We will, one day we're going to put Alan up in his ship. He's got a new little spaceship. He goes up there and he answers your questions as well there. Oh, and Maya is feeding Alan.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
Alan eats the alien pets. His favourite snack, but it is a bit cruel there. James, loads of roses. Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you. Where are we in the older chat as well here? Scrolling down there. And Paul, in 1989, I saw a matte black square UFO about 10 feet off the ground. I called my brother. Oh, I have to wait for the other half to come through. Okay, now immediately interesting. Black square. That is, it was, and 10 foot, that is really, really close. That's got to be really odd, because that's not like gigantic. No, wait a minute, no, it's 10 foot off the ground, not 10 foot square. What am I saying? I don't know how big it was yet. I'm jumping ahead there. But that is interesting. And Joe, is there any other types of hunting streams you can do? Joe, I am well open for suggestions. I've been trying to think, but I've run out with the two that do it. So we do this when it's cloudy, but when it's not cloudy, so we're doing our alien radio, and a UFO UAP skywatch there. So we're based in the heart of crop circle country there, and we can see lots of wonderful things moving around in the night sky. But we're dependent on British weather, so it's cloudy there. But if the moon's up, we do a moon stream, see all the craters, the details, and talk about how good the moon is there. But other than that, I'm all out of ideas. I mean, other than changing the frequency, but this is the best range for it, so I'm definitely out for ideas on other hunts that we can do there. And I always like a new toy to buy there. Glad to hear it, James. Glad to hear it. Hope the world is treating you well there. And Paul, but he couldn't get to see it. An hour later, I was making a coffee, and my brother said goodbye to you, and you said goodbye to him. Or using space live stream cameras, for example. In fact, Joe, we were trying to do that whilst I was didn't want to spend the money on the camera initially. I was trying to find decent space live stream. I couldn't find any good ones, but now one of our community is absolutely amazing for finding stuff like that, and I've got loads of links. Harco has done a stellar job there, so I do keep meaning to actually possibly do one like that. Yeah, maybe going through the live cameras. That's not a bad shout, actually. You're giving me ideas there. I wonder if I could combine it. I could swap out one of the analysis panels. And yeah, and see if I can bring that in there. They do, you are right there. Yeah, I literally, the other day I was sent a few good ones, and I was going, bloody hell, where were these when we was trying to do the stream? Because I spent money on a camera in the end, so I could point it to the sky and do it there. But I said, a live stream would be so much easier. And Maya, thank you for those extra gifts. That's very kind of you as well. It all goes back into the stream. And Paul, that was at 8 a.m. I stripped my coffee, served my coffee, and then I felt dizzy. And the next thing that happened, was I mean, this is a great way to wind the stream up there. It's an awesome story there. Thank you, Paul. Good night, Mark. Good to have you in. I mean, we're normally on till 10 anyway, so we are running a bit behind, but I want to hear this story. sure NASA would never cut out there. No, of course they wouldn't. NASA are always to be trusted there. Never a straight answer. There's the thing there. Yeah, I'll have a look through them and I'll see if there's a way I can integrate the feed. There may be a way. I was leaning on the fridge 10 feet away. Then my brother came back in. Thank you guys. If you are winding up now, guys, thank you for joining us. Do appreciate you all here. I'm going to hang around and wait for the end of this story. This account. Raph loves his football team. The suspense, Kate. It's probably the Borg. That's where the mind goes, isn't it? There, Raph. Did you miss much? Yes, you missed it. We had the spike. We had everything. We had it all there, Raph. No, just the normal interesting facts though, and some stories that we shared. They were quite cool, and we got one right now. So it's an actual abduction experience there. So we're reading through. So in fact, I'm going to go back up to the top of it and then read it through, and then by the time I get to the bottom of it again, maybe the rest will be there for it. So this is from Paul. It is in 1989. I saw a matte black square UFO about 10 feet off the ground. I called my brother, but he couldn't get to see it. An hour later, I was making coffee, and my brother said goodbye to him. That was at 8 a.m. I stirred my coffee, then I felt dizzy. The next thing that happened was I came to leaning on the fridge 10 feet away. Then my brother came back in. I said, what did you forget? He said, what are you talking about? It's 17, this is 5, so 8 a.m. to 5 o'clock. I went back to my coffee. It was stone cold. Oh, Paul, that is... Whereabouts in the world was that? I have so many questions. That is fantastic. That is... I mean, maybe not for you. This is the next question is, I mean, from us, we have the privilege of not having to be right there and going through that. But, but yeah, so how do you feel about that? Some people, I mean, report very positive. Some people report negative. I know it doesn't sound like you've got obviously the memory of the actual incident there, but you saw the craft again. That's a tick box for it, and then you have quite a substantial amount of missing time. So yeah, how does that make you feel? I had no idea what happened. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So like, how does that make you feel? Whereabouts in the world was you when that happened, or part of the world? And I suppose the next question from there as well is that something you'd be curious to know more about? Because I don't know. I mean, a lot of people do think, don't they? Do apparently go through hypnosis and can Southeast England. Ah, okay. So you make so close to home as well, isn't it? But yeah, some people do hypnosis and they can get some of the memories back. But I don't know if I would want to. Sleeping dogs and all that. Paul, that's amazing. Yeah. It didn't worry me at all. Oh, excellent. I mean, I'm a bit of a Scooby-Doo, so I'm fascinated by all this. But then as soon as I go, boo, I'm jumping there as well. That is an amazing story. How big do you think the cube UFO was? You said it's 10 foot off the ground, like size-wise. How big do you reckon that was? Let me get that. I remember pre-birth times as well. Again, that's a very rare one, but it does happen. So like pre-birth, as in like when you're in the room there, or like a, what do they call it? Past life memory. And Jamie as well. I'll be setting up the SDR in a couple of weeks to add to my radio. Oh man, I love it. You've got to get big dish as well, and we can do it as well. And then that way we can both point at the same object to get the confirmation there, Jamie. Remember to try the water hole. We spoke about. Oh yes, I was looking into that earlier, Jamie. So the water hole actually, because I was like, I thought it's one and the same thing, but it's not quite, is it? So it's the watering hole is the hydrogen line to the. Oh God, what was it? What's the other one? The other molecule that it goes to. So it's a range. So rather than the hydrogen line just being this particular frequency band here, it's here all the way up to another one. It's not a massive section, but these are all again the radio frequencies that these various molecules emit radio frequencies at. So again, it's going to have that link that if they know science, they would know these are associated with that, and they're the ones you'd pick there. So yes, actually, I need to check with my dish. So it should be able to go within that range. Maybe that's a weekend job. Sent by the Palladians. I chose my parents for lessons, the bilateral. Oh, okay. That all ties in. That is very, very interesting. You remember being there. I've heard of the Palladians, but I don't know much about them. So, are they the ones that look human-like? Or are they the ones that look more traditional, alien-y looking? Where are we? In the other one as well. True. Raf, we were on at 8. We get a signal at 5 past, and we'll still be sitting gobsmacked by 12. Oh, we would, Raf, we would. If we got it, we'd just be like, and it's only on for that short period of time, isn't it? There, I'd have to know. What are they saying? You know what? Oh man, I've got an idea, guys. I've got an idea there. Maybe he was abducted during that. Must be the explanation for it there. Must be. And Kate, knowing my luck, I'd be one of the people who can't actually be hypnotized though. Maybe you wouldn't need to be though. That might be the thing there. And let's go back over to Paul there. Very human looking, okay, and long golden hair and tight fitting costumes. So I've got a question with the humanoid stuff here, because even the greys, again, it's humanoid, bipedal, heads on shoulders, so that to me either says that, there is a connection, there is a relation there, and which could be either they seeded us from their own there, or a little project, or maybe we were all, our life where we come from, that initial point there, might have all been we might have been all in the same stellar nursery where the original source of life was, and it kind of got spread out a little bit, and then we've kind of gone our separate ways and developed slightly separately, and that's why we're a little bit further apart now. There sound like the Nordics, yes, yeah. So many come from them, yeah. So is it like that? Are we their like little experiment over here, or are we related? Are we cousins to them, or is it just convergent evolution? There, we've had similar evolutionary pressures, and it's kind of resulted in the same look. Like every species in the ocean eventually evolves into a crab. It's the most effective way to be under there. Hydrogen and hydrox. That's why I couldn't remember it, because I keep remembering hydrogen. I know it's hydrogen and hydroxyl, the two in Asia, obviously already. Yes, exactly. So it's that there to there. That is the watering hole line. Yeah, I'll see if our dish can do it, and I wonder what that frequency range is, because we could zoom out on the old SDR then and have the whole range on screen. Our universe is one molecule of our creator. I like that as well, because that as above so below, the distribution of mass of galaxies, and through the mass through galaxies is the same as the distribution of neurons through our brains, of material like along those lines. There is similarities. It does seem to be those nested Russian dolls of structures, down to the minute up to the massive there. So I could very much believe it there. You've got the greys, the tall whites, the insectoids, and the reptilians. I know them contextually, like just for that, but I don't know a lot of details. I mean, the greys, I'd imagine, are the ones I know the most about there, because they're the traditionals, and I come from a very old school UFO understanding, which is, flying saucers, metal spaceships, little green men that are grey, that sort of stuff there. And we just learn it. Well, I'm just learning about all of the other ranges of it there. We are in our creator. I mean, I wouldn't oppose that at all, because you look at the how cells behave, and then how groups of cells behave. Like wherever you slice it, there is like consciousness, there is this order, and it always struck me, I can't remember what it is, but there's a certain sort of repair mechanism that we have within our body, and it goes along your DNA and repairs the strange there. But you can zoom in with these massive tiny microscopes and see it in action, and this thing literally goes, oh, there's a broken thing, walks out along it, and then replaces the thing. It's like a little individual body there, and I don't know if we're making it anthropomorphizing these things there, going like giving it an idea there, but you could just imagine all these different levels are all doing their own thing. So why wouldn't we be part of something like that as well? Probably are their pets, created for fun and released to be observed. Maybe we got out like the old rabbits somewhere. They're in Australia taking over now. Paul, thank you for your time, and thank you for sharing that. It takes a lot to share experiences like that, and no doubt, you know, when you've shared it previously, at some point people probably haven't been as receptive. It can be quite difficult, so coming out, we do massively appreciate that one, and sharing it, because that is how we all learn. We all get these data points by sharing our experience and our knowledge together there. So massive appreciation. It's why we do it, meeting people like yourselves there. So I hope to see you in a later stream as well. And if you did want to join, I don't know if you do use Discord, there's a little message and group app, but I know our community would love to hear that account over in our personal experiences section there. Great. We've all greatly enjoyed you being here as well. Hope to see you again for that one. Key frequencies are 1.6 to 1.7. Okay, that is a bit further up for our dish, but I do want to get another dish, so maybe we could switch between the two there. Agent X, hello. You did a full time. You did, but I've also got a memory like a sieve, Agent X. I don't know what I need for information to stick, but it ain't sticking at the minute there. The Reddit as well, yes, yeah. I always forget about the Reddit. But definitely guys, check out Agent X, because he's not just the ones he's posted for us there, but also does lots of awesome deep dive content and little snippets to kind of get you into bits as well there. Check out the profile there. And they walk along carrying things. That's the ones. That's the scientific name, Kate, isn't it? Anyway, right, I'm going to wind up now because I haven't had dinner yet. I've had a full day at work. Been up since 5. But you guys are awesome, and we will be here tomorrow. Surprise! Oh, let's check. Is it going to be is the weather going to be in our favour? Are we going to have a chance of a skywatch? What do we think? Probably not. I never so desperately wanted to move to the desert. All right, okay, let's scroll through. Where are we? All clouds tomorrow, so we'll be doing this again, but we hope to see you all back tomorrow night there. Remember to, if you're not already, follow us over on YouTube and Twitch. There's a little bit of a backup. It's always having a sulk, isn't it, TikTok at the minute, so it's always worth doing that. You've got Discord as well there, and our Patreon for this Friday is a deep dive there, and it's free if you use that link in our bio for those. So thank you guys for your comments, your stories, your experiences. I absolutely love hearing about all that and learning whilst we're waiting for those spikes to come up on screen. You're a legends. Thank you for tapping away, sharing, and all of that support there as well, and then gifters as well, and patrons and subs and all that sort of stuff. Thank you again, Extra, helping us be able to improve what we're doing here. You guys are legends. So thank you very, very much, and we will see you tomorrow night. I think we're aiming for 8 again tomorrow. So catch you then, guys. Bye bye. And as always, YouTube, you get me for slightly longer because I have to click a few boxes to come out of the stream there. So you get to watch Distracted Me